Here we go. Here we go. Happy Easter. Hope you paid your respects. But now we got to get back to this, man. This war. And Pete Hegseth. And how he's eliminating officers and generals. He's firing these generals who are much more qualified than him. They've served their country. Many of these guys have 40 years. This guy from the Army, this Army officer he just fired, this general, had 40 years of service. All types of recommendations. And now he's lost his job. And they said they want this blind loyalty, right? They said they want blind loyalty to Trump, but they swore an oath to the Constitution. And it's their job that if they disagree with something that Trump's doing, and they feel like it violates their oath, they're not supposed to do it. All this stuff about let's go to war. Boots on the ground right now, we know they're in the middle of making that determination. He'd have to get rid of those guys because they all know it's a one-way ticket. They all know that. There's no, now you can find someone, yeah, you promote a guy under the grounds that he got to do everything you tell him to do. When you say jump, he says how high. But is that protecting the troops? It took what, 12 ships? They sent 12. They sent countless men and 12 ships to find one fallen pilot. One. Are they ready for a ground war? Does Trump think it's that easy? Does Pete think it's that easy? They think you can just sit back and just send people in positions. It took countless ships to find one guy. When you say a ground war, what about all of the bombs and the drones and the things you don't know about? And that is Iran's. That's their game. They don't have a war. They don't have a air force. They really don't have a navy. They got an army. They got a lot of mines. Trump just went on a profanity-laced tirade about open the Strait of Hormuz. Now, if they don't have a way to defend themselves, if anybody can go through it, why is he having a tirade about them opening it? Why don't you just go open it? And I'll tell you why. The reason he's having that fit is because those generals, these ones that he are having retire, he's firing, removing from their positions, he's firing. These generals have all told him that you cannot take ground troops into there. The terrain, it's too, your losses. And that's the whole point. Are you going to lose all your troops? Nope. But you'll lose a significant number. And in addition, maintenance, you got to maintain the position. And you don't know that they haven't booby-trapped that entire place. We talked about that. You don't know. They could be booby-trapping it right now. All types of mines and grenades. You don't know what they're doing. And that's the problem. Are you willing to pay in cost of lives? Are you willing to Are you willing to lose lives in order to get this Strait of Hormuz open? And you can see Trump is you know, he's getting upset because those guys are disagreeing with him. But that's their job. They're there to protect the troops. They have an allegiance to the Constitution. But Trump wants them to have an allegiance to him. A blind allegiance. In addition, just like Trump has shown, like with Mike Pence. But this is Trump. Trump's a businessman, just like with Mike Pence, just like with Michael Cohen, the guy who went to jail, the Stormy Daniels, the guy who went to jail, just like with him. He says Trump will tell you to do something. And he knows it's illegal. You know it's illegal, but the way he works is he still expects you to do it. Well, here you have generals who are saying, sir, we cannot take that position. Our casualties would be too high. Sir, that's a bad idea. We can't go into the strait because we'd lose too many people, sir. And he doesn't like that. And he fires these guys. And he wants a guy to come in and say, oh, that's a good idea, go in there. And then what is he going to do? Just like with Pam Bundy, he's going to throw him under the bus. He's going to say, well, the general told me to go in there. It was his idea, not mine. I didn't know we'd take so many casualties. But hey, man, we're winning. We can do anything we want. We've been over there for 2 months. We're winning. And they're saying they're hitting hospitals and schools and university. And the Pope has publicly come out and criticized Trump. The Pope has. He said, don't wage war in the name of God. They're bringing up religion. You can't do that in the military. First of all, you don't know their faith. You don't know. You're not supposed to know. It's not supposed to matter. That in itself, it's going to be a lot of lawsuits coming out of this, man. A lot of people are going to get sued. You can't bring up somebody's religion. You can't say, hey, I want everybody to come together. Let's take a prayer. You really can't say that. You can pray for the troops. This is disrespectful. It's blatant. It's violation. And these people took an oath of office, a pledge of allegiance, and in that they're not pledging to serve an individual. They're not pledging to be a mindless drone to be at another. And then it's just the thing, these are experienced dudes. These are not second year, first year recruits. These are experienced 40 years in the military. 40 years they've sat on Joint Chiefs of Staff. They're familiar with their foreign counterparts. They didn't spend time on some stupid reality show, a stupid reality show. That wasn't even a good show. No, these people were out in the field. They were out doing things. They were out helping America, defending America. And that's supposed to matter. It's supposed to count for something. And you got Pete going in. We know Pete is a peon that's being told what to do. We know that. He's serving Trump. He's a peon. So I agree with him 100%. He's firing all these generals. That's Trump. And all of this loyalty, if Biden or something, he don't want to have them in there. This is ridiculous. What about the military, Trump? If they didn't vote for you, are you going to send them to war? He only wants white guys as generals. He doesn't want black women, black men. Let's go back to the days of racism. Let's get rid of black history. Let's take stupid people and make it a partisan issue. Black history. You know what that means, right? You know what that means, right? See, Trump, he doesn't want black people to do better. He doesn't want black people to try to be generals, or he certainly don't want them to run for president. He doesn't want black people outside of, it's just like slavery. In slavery, you couldn't read or write. You were prohibited. Some of them learned how. If they found out, they were punished for that. If you were a white person and you believed that you wanted your slaves to be able to basic English, not so that they can go off, leave you or anything, but no, you just want to teach them basic English. Say you have a kid and the slaves have a kid, and you just decide to teach them both how to read. And they play together and they sort of learn together. And while their parents don't know how to read or write, the kid does. That was illegal. And Trump wants us to go back to those days. That's why he don't want those black generals. He don't want those black women. He don't want black people on pictures with him. He's getting rid of all of these generals. He wants his loyalty. He wants you to declare your loyalty to him. He doesn't care about the Constitution. When you say I took an oath to the Constitution, he doesn't care. He says, oh, you took an oath to the Constitution, get out of here. You need to take an oath to me. And look, let me tell you something. Everybody who doubts this stuff, remember Mike Pence. Just that, you don't need to see anybody else. The way he did Mike Pence. What did he want Mike Pence to do? And Mike Pence was a lap boy. Mike Pence was a do boy. Mike Pence was a butt kiss. He was doing everything to make Trump happy. He was defending Trump. Mike Pence was going out his way, kissing Trump's ass. And then they got to the point where he said they stole the election. No proof, just lies. He wants to believe that. And Mike Pence didn't believe that. And Mike Pence had a legal obligation to do his job. And Trump felt he wasn't loyal now. He said, "What? Mike Pence took an oath to the Constitution to uphold the Constitution." And Trump knows that. Trump don't care. Trump saying, hey, look, I'm not going to do it because I could be prosecuted, but you're going to do it for me. You're going to go to jail for me because I'm telling you to do it. Hey, I need you to. It's, you know what? When I think about that, when I think the way Trump treats MAGA, this is how Trump treats MAGA and these clowns, right? His administration and MAGA. In the same way, a dude who's a drug dealer, same way. He's driving down the street and he gets pulled over, and immediately he tells the woman, or if he's got a peon, somebody that's, up under him that's doing his bidding, he say, hey man, I got drugs in the car. And the guy says, huh? He say, hey man, I can't go back down there. You got to hold this charge for me. Listen, man, you got to hold this charge. And the guy, he gets a peon, he gets a woman, a baby mama, he gets a chick to go and do them 4-5 years, knowing those were his, that wasn't theirs. And that's what Trump's talking about. He wants that blind loyalty. And that's what I'm saying. It's buffoonish. It's not going to work with these generals. But this is how Trump's used to treating people this way. He does that to MAGA. He's doing them like that right now. He said no new wars. He's in war. You got $5 gas. You got these fools out here still defending him. These stupid fools out here making every excuse in the world. $5 gas, $8, 3 gallons, $24. And these buffoons, they're still defending this type of foolishness. So what do you pledge your what do you pledge your oath to, your loyalty? You do it to the Constitution or you do it to Donald Trump? You do it to, we got Fox News now. Fox News is going to be running our defense. You're talking about unqualified. You got a man, this last general, this dude's a big deal. General Randy George. This guy was a big deal. The guy wanted to have a conversation with Pete, and Pete would even meet with the guy. He just fired the guy. And he's going to put a yes man in charge. And like I said, it's just like if you was somebody, just think about that. Just think about, you're in a car. The guy you're in the car with, he's a criminal. He is. We get pulled over, you and him. We get pulled over, and immediately right there on the spot, he tells me, hey man, you got to take this charge. I'm not a criminal, and I'm looking at him. He's like, hey man, you got to be loyal to me now. Don't tell me you ain't no loyal. Don't tell me you ain't, whatever profanity. Come on, you got to take this charge. Tell him that's your stuff in my trunk. And you're like, what stuff in your trunk? Tell him that's yours. Just tell him it's yours. And I'm going to tell him, yeah, you was making me do it. Yeah. And you're now, hold up. That means you're a fool. Now people do it every day. That means you're a complete imbecile and an idiot. And it also means that they know that's what you're doing. They know he's the crook. They know he's the one with the drugs. They know you're a buffoon that he got to take the charge. The same thing with these women. They know you're a stupid idiot to go down there and do time for this clown. But that's the way the system is. If you say it's yours, they'll say, okay, it's yours. And that's what he's putting in. That's what Trump's wants. Because you say, I thought you wanted people who can help you make good decisions, people who can make America great again. I thought that's what this point. You just want these simps. You want these suckers. You want these minions who are going to sit back and kiss the ring. And in the meantime, we're going to lose thousands and thousands of lives of our young generation. Thousands of lives. And I just don't, that's where there is a departure between me and the rest of these people. I just don't understand. This is the type of country we want to live in, man. Where all we do is kiss the ring and bend over for one guy, and while he enriches his entire family. And like I said, Easter, he's spending Easter with his family. Trump's spending Easter with his family, basking in all the spoils of America. We got American troops over there who are eating out of bags, dehydrated food, trying their best to make it and keep their sanity. And they don't know. They're right on the edge of Iran. And are they going to deploy us? When are they going to put us on the ground? And hey, look at this D-Day thing, where we lost 40% of the ground troops D-Day, which was a disaster. And who's your loyalty to? I thought we were loyal to America. I pledge allegiance to thee. My country tears of thee. What about America? You pledge allegiance to the flag. You uphold the Constitution. Ain't nothing about no Donald Trump. But that's what he wants to make it. That's what he wants to convince the world, that your loyalty belongs to him. Despite the fact the man doesn't even know what he's doing. I mean, look at that dude. That dude don't know what he's doing, man. That dude old, he 84. He can't keep a woman. He got to spend money to give. Come on, man. We don't respect that, right? I thought we were men. Come on. Can we be for real, man? The tricking. We don't respect that. We know guys do it, but we don't look at those guys with respect. Trump's a trick. He got to pay a woman to be with him. Look at him. He gave that Stormy Daniels woman. How much money he get that woman? How much money you get that woman, man? What are we, man? We're men? Look at those generals. Those are men. 40 years of honorable service. Those are men. Those are grandfathers. Those are men who chose to serve, and they served honorably. Those are the type of men we need in America. Trump, he cried when he lost his last election. He cried. You saw it. You saw the video. He lied. Oh, they cheated me. They cheated me. Then he cried. Then he cried. He cried in front of the world. And Putin, come on, man. Now Putin, see, that's why you guys, we got to stop playing with this. I don't like Putin, but Putin, Putin's a man. Man, Putin don't be doing that stuff Trump doing, man. Putin is a dictator. Putin's not trying to become a dictator. Putin is a dictator. And Trump knew better. He got that man out. Now, I commend America for getting that man out, but damn, he used like 12 aircraft. What are we to do, man? What are we to do on this Easter in America? What are we to do? Are we to sit back and disrespect the men who served? And as the song said, and we know Trump don't care, he played proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. Right? Okay. I'm listening. I won't forget the men who died. I follow you, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you. He's talking about each other American, and defend her here today. It ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. Do you see Donald Trump's name anywhere in there? I don't see Donald Trump's name anywhere in that. What is this? And and people talking about the Call of Duty incels. And they're certainly there. You got this horde, and they're black and white. You got this horde of hardened MAGA Call of Duty incels who live and die with Trump. They literally live and die with this man. They are lifeless Call of Duty incels. And you see them in my chat box. 145,000 to Stormy Daniels. And look, Trump knew he could get a nice core following. He found a bunch of Call of Duty, the clowns, you know what I'm saying? You guys know them. You went to school with them. Around 10th grade, they were obsessed with Call of Duty. And they never married. And they went on and they were grown men still playing Call of Duty, and they're incels. And they don't like women. And if they get women, they got to pay them. And they love a guy like Trump. You know what? Because they're like Trump. They don't have any money. They don't have the money he got, but they're like him. They have to abuse their power. When they work at the MAPCO, they work the night shift at MAPCO. They're 33. So based off of being 33, they said, we're going to make you the assistant manager. You're going to work the night shift. We got two people who work with you, but they work for you. One of them is 20, the other one's 19. And because of that, you 33, you're a Call of Duty incel. You start trying to abuse them people, having them come to lying on them. You didn't do this right. Hey, you didn't do this right. And they're looking at you saying, God, I hope I don't become that when I become 30. They literally say that when they look at you. Well, you didn't do this. Hey, you need to come back, put these tuna cans in the right place. Hey, come here. Come up, put the Lay's potato chips here. And the guy's looking at you like, are you crazy, man? This is the highlight of this is the prime of your life. This is the prime of your life. And then we disrespect generals in the military, honorable general. We disrespect these guys. We don't have any respect for our generals, for our movers, our shakers, the men who we should be proud of, the men who should be pushed in front of America, the grandfathers, the men who can tell you right now they started out when they were 18 and they're 42 and they've been in the military their whole life, and they got a wife, they got kids, and now they got grandkids, and they love America. And they got experience. They can sit down and tell you, this is how you go into this theater of war. These are the things. This is how you handle this. This is how you do that. And they could tell you my counterpart in China. They can tell you his name. My counterpart in Russia. My counterpart in North Korea. This is his thing. He likes to do this. This one likes to do that. These guys are a wealth of knowledge and experience. And when they go against Trump wants to go to war, they say, no, it's a mistake. Trump fires them. What are they supposed to do? Lie? And then when the guy said, yeah, I could lie, but I'm not working at MAPCO. You're right, I could lie to keep my job. I'm not working at MAPCO. I took an oath to the Constitution. I got a family. I see my kids. I see my wife. I see my grandkids. I see them playing. So I'm going to say what's best for my country. I took an oath. I don't work at MAPCO. This isn't Walmart. Why do I have to lie to keep my job? I took an oath to the Constitution. I took an oath to this man. This is the president. I serve him. My job is, if there's bad decisions being made, is to respectfully disagree. Oh, that means I get removed and fired and told to retire? Ain't that something, man? And that's what we're proud of. That's what America, that's what we're proud. I'm serious, man. We're sitting back here looking at this, and you're saying I'm proud. And we're becoming a laughing stock. When you look at all North Korea, they're just laughing. Because see, they got real dictators. We don't have a real dictator. We currently right now, our country is being run by a reality TV show, VH1, right? A reality TV show guy. No, I think he was on NBC. I think The Apprentice was on. Okay, let me back up on you, Trump. You was on the NBC. We have a reality TV show star and a guy from Fox News. A weekend host, and he appeared on the 5. Like, hey, like that's something you put on your resume. I had some appearances on Fox News. I was on the 5. This is pathetic, man. This is the world. This is no wonder look at our society, man. Look at our debt, man. We've doubled the debt. Isn't that something, man? And then you got these hardcore Call of Duty incels. No, man, President Trump, man. Hey, man, did you see when Trump was on WWE? Yeah, man, he kicked ass. I love Trump. We got to do better, man. When you lower the Constitution, lower the Trump. And I hope one of those gentlemen, we saw they've been coming out. They need to come out and say, hey, I got removed from my position, but I gladly get removed because I took an oath to serve this country. And I took an oath and I'll proudly serve my country. I don't know what that Pete guy, I don't know what he's doing, but I stand on my 40 years of experience. And I love America. And I'm willing to take whatever hit that it has to be. I don't know what we have now. Is this a reality show? Or are we truly a country that needs to defend its borders? And what is this thing? I don't want to stand next to a black general. I want to project white racism to America. Now, that was denied. He stood next to Nicki Minaj. Now, who would you rather stand? I'm serious. Who would you rather stand next to? Nicki Minaj or a black general? Who would you stand next? Who would you rather take a photo? I'm saying you're somewhere, you're traveling. Next to you is a black general. Next to you is Nicki Minaj and her husband. And her degenerate husband. Hold up. You're gonna go kick it with her degenerate. The man's a criminal. The man committed a homicide. This was after he sexually assaulted someone. He would later go on to commit a homicide. You want to sit next to this guy? And don't that matter? That doesn't matter to us anymore. And Nikki's illegal. Let me tell you something. Nikki don't want me to sit next to her because her ass, ICE would be taking her ass in custody. She's an illegal alien. That woman don't have no papers here. And that comes back to what we say about, the racism. Nikki makes black people look bad. You can say stuff about black people in general. You can say blacks are this, blacks are that, like Charlie Kirk did. Nicki Minaj makes the black community look bad. Look at her husband. And what does that say about you as a human being? Nikki, you've amassed over $200 million. And the best you could do is marry a thug. You married a thug criminal. And you support him in addition to that. That show you these people, the mind of these people, bro. That shows you, like, God, you that good Lord. And it's but Nikki, let me stop. You're a guilty pleasure because you're getting old now and you're looking really stupid still trying to rap. I said that because he said he didn't want to stay. No, I mean, we got a Call of Duty guy in here. Hold up. We got a Call of Duty incel in here. He said, wait, but why the question? But wouldn't the question be, would you rather stand next to just her husband or the general? Why do you have to have her in that picture? Well, you sound like Trump now because that's the whole point. Trump said he didn't want to stay. Now, this is alleged. Pete said that he didn't want to see Trump standing next to a black person, a black general. Now, that's alleged. It has been denied. That's alleged, right? And I was saying, well, he did stand next to Nicki Minaj. We saw the video. She sat there and she said support, and he was right there with her. He had no problem standing next to Nicki Minaj. I don't get it. If you could stand next to Nicki Minaj, why would you have a problem with a general? I mean, what is the general going to do? Like the stream, man. Are we loyal to our Constitution? Or are we loyal to Trump? You tell me, because somebody got to let me know. If Trump says jump, I'm supposed to say how high? And I saw Trump on that hot bite. He was talking about North Korea. And he said the people are loyal to him too. I was like, man, that's North Korea, bro. That's North Korea. That's not America. Yeah, we don't have a Congress. You know, and I saw Lindsey Graham. Lindsey Graham was running around talking about forget South Carolina, forget his constituents. We need to go and be concerned with what's going on in Israel. And everybody said, okay, you don't have a wife, you don't have kids, and you're not going. So don't get upset with us. If we have those things, we don't want to just say, hey, I'm going to sacrifice 3 kids for a war of convenience, for a war of choice, a war we don't have to be in, a war we can't even afford. And then demand via Fox News that we're supposed to have big smiles on our face. That's wild, ain't it something, bro? And I think what Trump doesn't understand is, I get it. I think he doesn't understand that we're free and we're spoiled in America. We're not spoiled, but we live in a country. We live in a great country. We live in a beautiful country. Today it's beautiful. The sun's out. If you want to throw something on the grill, you could. You have your little barbecue. It's a beautiful country. I was looking out, just looking at the streets. Streets are clean. We have law enforcement out protecting and serving. I see kids on their bicycles. I look at our schools and I see new schools, and I harbor back to the days when I was a kid, and parks are clean, mowed. So of course, we're not North Korea. And Trump said he wanted his people to be like that. Well, you can be like that, Trump, but this is not North Korea. We don't want to live like we're North Korean. We don't want to live like that. We don't want to live like that. I don't want to live like that. And now we got 8 generals, all been reassigned, all been asked to retire, accused of not being loyal because they took a oath to uphold the Constitution. And they don't want, that's not enough. You got to uphold Trump. And I saw the way he kept trying to insert himself in that rescue. This guy, bro. This guy, he kept trying to put him, bro. The generals did that. The people in charge did that rescue. He kept saying, "I did it." What do you mean? So you dropped down from the helicopter? He said, "Why do you think he got elected? Why do you think he got elected? Why do you think he got elected? Because 74 million people voted for, and we appreciate the fact that we appreciate what he's doing for our kids." So let me ask you this. Sir. 3X. What about the general? You appreciate his 40 years of honorable service? Do you appreciate that? 40 years. Do you appreciate his commitment? The foreign lands that he served honorably? The countless presidents he served before Trump, including serving Trump. Do you appreciate him? Do you appreciate him? Yeah, I see that. I'm gonna tell you what's gonna kill it for Trump, them gas prices. We already at $5. I see it going up to 10, 11. He's gonna be worse than Carter. You're gonna have gas lines. We're gonna be on food rations, and then what are they gonna say? We need to be happy. Hey, it could have been a nuclear weapon. Okay, you got to sit in line for 3 hours to get $2 worth of gas, but it could have been a nuclear weapon. There's no way Iran could send a nuke to America. It's impossible. They just don't have the power. They don't have the missile. They don't have the ability to do it. It would have to leave. It would have to go into orbit. It would be seen. Everyone could see it. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. That they could send a long range. They don't have that. They don't have an air force. They don't have it. Yet they got nuclear. They don't have nuclear weapons. They had an outdated air force. They had an outdated Navy. Trump is bombing hospitals and schools, and now he's going to bomb their power. Isn't that against the people? You're going to take away their clean water, and you say the people are there for you? So how you okay, you get rid of this whole regime, right? And you put new people in there. Okay, what about them? the country? Who's going to rebuild that whole country? Yeah, it was just poor planning. I'm gonna tell you what's really dangerous is if he's truly committing war crimes, China or Russia's going to get involved in this war, man. You got India, and they said, "Well, we don't know it yet. We're already in World War III." And the sad thing about it for us is we didn't even have to do this. Trump said, "I'm going to listen to what BB tells me." And I remember BB Netanyahu. I remember when Jesse Jackson was running for president, he was like on meet. He was something. I don't know what he was doing. I think he was working for one of the presidents. Yeah, they BB Netanyahu. I'd have to go back and see exactly what he was doing. But I remember that guy. We got enough. We got a Call of Duty incel right here. Here we go. Call of Duty incel. How many bombings did Barack Hussein do? You didn't whine and moan then. I didn't. You're talking about Libya. I didn't agree with it. He was in and out. I didn't agree with it, but he's a part of the American imperialism. He's the president. They don't have as much power now. Trump's different, but they don't have as much power as people think they have. I didn't see ICE. Okay. Have I seen ICE? I have never seen ICE. They're in. I know they're in Memphis. Aren't they in New Orleans? I haven't seen them. Russia's adding new drones as we speak. As we speak. Thank you. Thank you, Jake. Jake, God bless you. Whoever you are, Jake, be crip, cripe. Whoever you are, God bless you, man. Ain't nothing wrong with voting for Trump, but there's also nothing wrong with acknowledging he's betrayed. You voted for him. He said he wouldn't go to war. Maybe you don't want to go to war because you got family in the service. Maybe you pray and say, "Hey, my family's in the service, and I just hope to God they can do their 4 years and then get out and finish college. Use the money from the GI Bill." So maybe you say, "I'm going to vote for the president least likely to go to war." He said he wouldn't go to war. Now he's got a war. Your family members called to duty now. Your family members now in a war zone. And then you say, "Well, I'm upset with Trump." And then one of these Call of Duty incels starts attacking you. "Hey, man, you're a liberal, man." You said, "No, I got family, man. They're in the service. I got a kid that's in the service, and I don't want them in Iraq." "Nah, man, you're a liberal, man. Nah, man, you're a liberal." Ain't that something, bro? You gotta take your hat off to Trump, bro. He's brainwashed enough of these clowns, bro. He got these buffoons brainwashed. You know, the Fox News, the thing that you really can't say on them, they make a lot of money pushing the propaganda that the Republicans and Trump wants them to push. So from that perspective, can you really say anything? He said, I need to be happy that we're not in a nuclear war. Because we know Iraq, we know Iran was they got a nuclear weapon. Iran don't have 10 helicopters. They got no planes. A lot of the people live in a mountain with a goat or a sheep. I don't know. They sleep in a cave in a mountain with a goat, and they have nuclear weapons. That sounds like a nuclear society to me, man. Yeah, their constitution forbids it, and I think their faith, their religion forbids it. Yeah, the war is making a lot of money for Donald Trump. You know, Putin's like that. Putin is ridiculously rich, and he does that. Putin makes his money. He uses his position to make money. And Trump, you know, he picked the Supreme Court justices, and he left out of the Supreme Court whining about what are they supposed to do, man? I mean, like, do we don't care anymore? They're supposed to interpret the Constitution. They're not supposed to just side with an issue because you want them to. You're right. It's not a coincidence that recruits usually come from the poorest of America, especially Army and Marines, because it's sometimes the only way out of poverty, and Trump is using them. Exactly right. Trump is taking advantage of the at risk. And I think it's a question of loyalty, though. Who are you loyal to? I'm just saying, like, who do you serve? I mean, do you serve a president? We talked about Obama, Joe Biden. So that means that you blindly support Obama, Joe Biden, Donald Trump. You just blindly support them. I think some guys do want to blindly support Trump. I don't know why. But I think I'm glad Trump got the pilot right. But I think he showed weakness by using so much air power. I think Putin and the Chinese guy, they're looking at that. It's exploiting the poor. That's what they call that, exploitation. Who are you loyal to? Who matters? Like the stream, brother. Pete just got rid of a Major General William Green. I mean, he's gotten rid of chaplains. General David Hodne. They said it's something about Christian nationalism. We only want chaplains who are Christians. We're going to turn America into a radicalized Christian country. And we're at Easter in America, and we're at war. And that's good for the Call of Duty minions. That's good for them. But is it good for our country? Is it good for our future? We're in a different world now, man. And this Easter, tomorrow we go back to work, and man, it's going to be, we got to deal with the potential. I think what Trump said Tuesday, will we be boots on the ground? And when that first wave of casualty comes in, when that list comes in, what are we going to do about it? Got somebody in the chat. Barbara says the one picture next to Trump is a white racist. You should see his tattoos, all supremacist tattoos. Some guy took his pic in the pool, posted it. I see that picture on Google. I didn't know it was a. I didn't know those tattoos were. I see that he's got some funny tattoos on his chest. Is that what you think? Okay. We said a leftist judge. But the problem with that is we live in America, man. You're gonna have judges who come from both sides. But you're saying they're a leftist. I don't. But you're just saying that they're not a leftist judge. They're a judge. And the guy who had 150 arrests and he pushed someone in front of the trains, that's a tragedy, man. But that's and that situation needs to be fixed, but that's not the problem. The problem is they're firing people. This is important right here, Jose. So pay attention, all right? They're firing qualified generals so that they can replace them with unqualified people. And that's more important. That's much more important than some random clown who should be in prison, who's doing bad things. We do need to get that off the street. Is Biden in office? And that's all these, that's all you incels got is Biden. That's all these guys got is Joe Biden on their mind. Joe Biden's not even in office, man. Joe Biden. Let's just say Biden derangement syndrome. A MAGA Muppet. Ain't that something, bro? That's the world we live in. This is Easter. You're right. God bless America, man. We need it. We need it. We need to come together, man. We need to be together. We're at war. And right here, says Marine General Jim Mathis accused Donald Trump of actively dividing the country and failing to unite America. Donald Trump is the first president in my lifetime who does not try to unite the American people. Wow, you can say that now. You can say that now. What's his point? He wants us to, what they say, he wants to declare martial law. He wants us to fight amongst each other, and then he can try to stay in office. Actively dividing the country. You're right. Keep firing these generals, making it, a partisan, making everything about Democrat, liberal. He's dividing the country. And this is Easter, man. So does Easter only applies to whites? So the way Easter is, this is a white man's holiday, or this is a white man's ceremony? So this is a white man's ceremony, Easter. According to Trump, it is. America's for Christians only. Even though if you go and look back, the founding fathers were not Christians. So what that means, you got to make up something. Well, They weren't Christians, but there you go. Make up some shit. I can tell you something the founding fathers were. They weren't Christians, but they were racist. They were bigots and they were racist. And they hated women. So while you struggle with whether or not they were Christians, while you struggle why they were whether or not they were Christians, well, okay. I mean, I don't think they were Christians. They certainly did not say they were Christians. They had a lot of bad habits. And people are ashamed. You know what? People want to read. A lot of these incels, these MAGA incels, right? They want to take a bottle of Mr. Clean and they want to erase history. They want to say it wasn't like that and make excuse after excuse. The founding fathers were bigots, racist, hated women. And many of those dudes, you want to talk about Epstein, a lot of those women they were sleeping with were not of a, it was a different time, but they weren't how about this? They weren't 18. They were not 18 years old. Go and look it up. I'm not going to call them the P word, but the women the founding fathers were sleeping with were not 18. And some of them were not sleeping with women. Do you guys even know the history of America? I think Christopher Columbus, they said when he first got to the Indians, when Christopher Columbus got lost and ran into this country and decided to say he found America, for like a couple of days, the Indians, they looked at him, but they stood back. I mean, there was fear. And then they slowly got to know him because they needed to help them survive. So an Indian chief came to the ship with 12 virgins from his tribe that he said, these men have been on the ship. These men need relaxation. And this was a peace offering. And we're talking about Indians, right? And pilgrims, right? This was a peace offering. These men had been on the ship. I offer these women to you because we're Indians and we understand what a man needs. Christopher Columbus turned that down. Christopher Columbus told him, no, thank you. But he did put in an inquiry about, do you have any boys of that age? It says, go and read the books. I want you to go and read the books. And they said that Indian chief was blown out of the water. He could not understand why they would turn down women but want young boys of the same age. And they gave him some hubba bubba about cleaning up their cabins. That's what they gave their chief, some yabba dabba do about he wanted to get his cabin clean. That man wanted to, you know what he wanted to do. So y'all better wake up on this stuff, man. Yeah, it's sick, man. It's sick when you understand it. He said, after briefly going through your lives for the last few months, I don't believe I didn't vote for anybody. He said, we voted for Trump. Nah, I didn't vote for Trump or Kamala. You're firmly on I'm not, I got you, man. There you go. I'm on the Democratic plantation. Why you? That's what I'm saying. That guy's killing me with this liberal. Why would you think I'm a liberal? I don't agree, man. You don't want me to start getting in on them. So that's what I'm saying. I don't agree with that stuff they're doing over there with the pronoun. I don't agree with that. Come on, man. Are you joking? He said, for yourself, join the rest to have walked away. I didn't vote, so I don't know what that means. Where you want me to walk to? Constitution. But that's our Constitution, man. That's our country. That's the glue to our country. That holds us together. He said, not only is the host a victim, so how am I a victim? Oh, I got you. You don't want me to bring up the racism that you've done to my people and that you've benefited on. Typical white supremacist racist, and that's what I'm saying. And this is what the guy, he tries to hide his racism by hauling out some partisanship. Oh, you're a Democrat. You don't like me because I'm black. Get that shit out. Get that, take this, go play Call of Duty. Go and play Call of Duty, you incel. And let me tell you something, incel, I'm living my best life. You incel, you clown incel. You see these guys, man, they mad. They're addicted to video games. They can't get women. And all their best joy is to watch Donald Trump bully and disrespect the people who work for him. And you saw it, that Jan 6, that whole Jan 6 cloud. That was a bunch of incels. A bunch of failed men in America. You want to talk about victims? That's all Jan. Victim, that is Trump. It just crossed my mind. He said a victim. That's Trump. He's still running around talking about some election. They stole the election from me. Now he's a victim. He lost. He's a victim. He's jealous of Obama. Some of you guys, man. Some of you guys, bro. Some of you guys, are you loyal to the Constitution? Okay. What are you loyal to? No, look, come on, man. This is the YouTube. This is an opportunity for us to have a real discussion. Please help me out, man. Who are you loyal to? No, I'm serious. I'm talking about everybody in the chat box. Who are you loyal to? The Constitution or you're loyal to Donald Trump? Come on, man. Let's just be for real, man. Who are you loyal to? The Constitution or you're loyal to Donald Trump? Put a 1 if it's Trump. Put a 2 if it's the Constitution. Put a 2 if it's the Constitution. We got a guy, one guy said he's loyal to Trump. Another guy, he said, he said, well, hold up, this guy said a trick. Is that how you see it? He said that's a trick question. Are you loyal to the Constitution or are you loyal to Donald Trump? He said that's a trick question. How is that a trick question? What's the trick in that question? I don't get that. Wow, man. I got you, man. I feel you. We got a couple of people who say they're loyal to Trump, man. Hey, I hope it works out for you, man. Right now, I tell you, if you pledge your undeniable loyalty to Donald Trump, right now, it's working for you. And we might wind up in a country like that. The generals, you need to go talk to those generals he's getting rid of. He said you imply he's not following the generals implying it. He said they think that he can. Yeah, he doesn't. He says, but you know what? You shouldn't be saying that proudly, though, brother. You should be ashamed of yourself. He said the generals think he care about them. Man, that man, they know Trump don't care about them, man. They care about America, though, and they care about their country, but they know Trump don't care about them. Trump's a billionaire. He don't even notice them dudes being alive. But it's a tragedy for us as American citizens that you serve your country with honors, and then you get disrespected by an elected official who doesn't have any respect for the years you've put in to keep this country safe and to keep this country free. That's hard to take, man. And this is Easter. That's hard to take, and it makes me question a lot of these veterans, man. How can you take? Are you serious, man? You know what, man? We need a rapper. And I don't really listen to rap, but we need a rapper to come out with a hip hop version. And maybe I'm late. Maybe some conservative rapper has already done it. I wouldn't put it past them, even though they're horrible. Conservative rappers. Did you see that? Hold on, man. I know you guys saw that. I think when Trump with 2014, when they had all that Blacks for Trump stuff, they had a rap concert for Trump. Man, they were dropping the N-word. They were dropping F-bombs. They were calling women bees. They were all on that stage talking about vote for Trump. They were just saying some of the most profane. And yeah, I mean, I said, man, I couldn't believe it. I said, man, this is a conservative. I said, do they even know what a conservative is? And it would be black people, though. No, I'm being serious. It would be black people who turn around and become liberals. Hey, I'm a liberal, but I like Trump. I'm a liberal, but I don't follow any of the liberal philosophy. I'm a criminal, which conservatives don't believe in. I'm a degenerate. I'm on drugs. But hey, man, give me my MAGA hat. That's just crazy. You say, well, hey, man, you got to clean that up. What do you mean? You got to clean up the drinking, man. You got to clean up the drugs. You got to clean up. You don't take care of your kids. You got to make. That's liberal stuff. I ain't got to do that. I'm MAGA, man. It would be, and I said it would come because you guys are a little bit. Yeah, I've met plenty of hardcore Republicans. They don't act like that. They just don't do that. They don't act like that. But Trump's group, they do. They're thugs. You see these thug rappers, they're thugs. They engage in liberal behavior all day, look at Nicki Minaj. They engage in liberal behavior. They're liberals. Kodak Black, these are liberals. These people are, okay, they're conservative in the sense they can vote for whom they want to, right? And he owes Trump. Trump got him out of jail. And Nikki's trying to get that ankle bracelet off her husband's leg. But they're liberals. They live like liberals. They live just like liberals. But I grant you, they can vote for whom they want. That's the world we live in now. You see a bunch of thugs claiming to be conservatives. Thugs. Especially on the black side. They're nothing but thugs. They're nothing but dirty thugs, jailhouse idiots who don't know nothing about politics. It's just like what the Democrats said, get rid of the police. What was it? What did they say? What was it? What they said, we need to get rid of the police. I forgot exactly what the phrase was, right? What was that thing? What did they say? What was that phrase they were saying about the police? What was that phrase? Defund the police. Yeah, that's liberal. And don't people understand that? Hey man, that's conservatives are big on law enforcement. You're a thug. You go in and out of jail. You don't take care of your kids. You're a thug. No, man, I'm a MAGA, man. No, you need to change then. You tired of these policemen? Yeah, I'm tired of these policemen harassing me. You want to sell your narcotic? Yeah, man. What my MAGA hat on? He's like, whoa, you a Republican? Man, I'm down with Trump, man. Trump be putting them people in their place. I like that. Whoa, do you know what a conservative is? Man, I don't care nothing about that, man. I got to get my Trump hat. You know they're pro-police, right? You don't even like the police, but they're pro-police, but yeah, but see, I had that guy, I had to admit, 2014, it got to me. It got into my head, but now I understand that just be a liberal, live the life of a liberal, and just claim that you're a conservative. And the Ogie from Muskogee days, those days are over. Because, I'm proud to be an Ogie from Muskogee. Remember that? Remember that type of conservative? We don't smoke marijuana in Muskogee. Remember that? Even squares can have a ball. Remember that? Remember that, Republican? We don't wear our hair long. Our women don't wear their dresses short. Proud to be an Ogie from Muskogee. Yeah, when you say that conservative, you say that's a conservative, man. Then you got some pot smoking, foul mouth rapper with a MAGA hat on his head. Muskogee, yeah. Muskogee, Oklahoma. Proud to be an Ogie from Muskogee. And forget about it. Don't worry about it, man. Those days are gone anyhow. That conservative has passed away. That guy don't even exist anymore. Wasn't that Merle Haggard? Wasn't that Merle Haggard? Was that Merle Haggard who wrote that? Because I found out later Merle Haggard's gay. And he's down there talking about Muskogee, Oklahoma. I don't know if he is. Somebody said he was. I don't know. Somebody told me that. I don't know the man business. I really don't care. No, he's not. I'm looking at it. He's married 5 times to women. Okay. We clarified that. No, he's not. But did he write Ogie from Muskogee? Let me see. Oh, yep. Yep. This guy right here. This guy right here, Ogie from Muskogee. Yeah, we don't even have. What happened to that guy? The fighting side of me. What happened to that guy? Working man blues. We was talking about Trick Daddy songs, right? And I'm not going to read them off. But look at the difference, right? Look at this man's catalog. Working Man Blues, Merle Haggard. Sing Me Back Home. The Bottle Let Me Down. The Fighting Side of Me. Mama Tried. I mean, these are wholesome salt of the earth songs, right? That conservative, and it's sad too, man, because we can say that in 2026, that guy don't live anymore. What happened to that conservative? He doesn't live anymore. And Trump could say he's trying to bring him, because Trump was around during that time. I'm trying to bring that guy back. I'm trying to bring that guy. That guy doesn't exist anymore. The new Merle Haggard smokes marijuana. He wears a MAGA fitted. He listens to NBA Youngboy. That's the new MAGA. Loyal to the Constitution or loyal to Trump, man. You got to make up your mind, man. Take a moment out today on this Easter and affirm where you stand, man. Draw a line in the sand. I'm going to be loyal to the Constitution. And if you do something that's not constitutional, unconstitutional, those generals, those people in your administration, they have an obligation to say no to you. The Supreme Court, they have an obligation to say no. And just because you support the Constitution, that does not make you a liberal. All of this shaming language and, the Democrats are heavy into that LGBTQ stuff. So if you like the Democrats, they think you want to wear a dress. You know what I'm saying? That's ridiculous, man. No. You can support a party and not agree with things they do. Not according to Trump. If you disagree with Trump, you're a liberal. And that's what I'm telling you. He's firing those generals, man. He's firing those generals because they uphold the Constitution, and I don't think he wants it upheld. I think he wants to do what he wants to do, and he don't care. And you see him having a fit on social media about the Strait of Hormuz. He threatened them, talking about you better open it up. They're not going to open it up. They're not going to open it up. It's going to stay closed. Yeah, I don't know what that is, man. I saw that. I don't have time for that. The guy with the fake things on, I saw that. And shout out to Bruce Willis, man. Bruce Willis was admitted to a nursing home. He has dementia. He's like 71 or something, like 72, between 71 and 75. And they showed him he was out walking. He has someone, security. But his wife got rid of him, man. His wife put him in a nursing home. She's the heir to his fortune. She's in her fifth. Let me say something. We don't talk about that. That's one of the downfalls of having a young wife. You go out here and you getting money and you marry a wife that's 25 years younger than you, and you start to get old timers. She's going to put you in a home, bro. So much for you. Yeah, but Bruce Willis is still alive, man. It's hard to believe, man. You got other people in that nursing home, and I wonder what he does every day, man. Does he watch his movies? He sees his kids, but is that enough? Seeing your kids maybe once a month? He says that's fully normal. No, that's not, man. Come on, man. You know what? In this world we live in now, you're right. It is. It's normal to throw your loved one into a nursing home. You're right. I stand corrected. It's normal to dispose of a loved one that you feel is an inconvenience. You married the person, you love the person, you had kids with the person, maybe, maybe not. That person gets an injury, which means you have to spend more time, more focus. And you say, well, the easiest thing for us to do is just throw them in a nursing home. So you're right. But that we didn't used to be like that. You know, when you take a look at the Waltons, right? Look at the Waltons. Look at all of them. They lived in one house. They didn't really deal with a lot of people other than they were family members. And he had a big family because he was a carpenter. He ran a wood mill. And what grandma and grandpa, what did they were around teaching the young kids. That's what grandpa and grandma helped in the kitchen. They didn't put no grandpa in no nursing home. Grandpa helped raise the kids. I'm talking about the young kids. As they got older, they rotated in to deal with the dad now and learn about wood and learn how to become a young man. And that was Walton's Mountain. And they talked about the Christmases and the joy of a big family, including grandpa and grandma. And this guy said that's pretty normal. They didn't throw grandma off in some nursing home. They didn't get rid of grandpa. Though some people believe some people believe they should have got rid of him, but that's they just didn't think he was a good actor. That's all. They thought he was a cornball and they thought he was over the top. That's all. That's all. But that's a different subject. We moved away from that, man. We used to be a different world, man. See, some of us look at America from a different perspective. We look at America from a different lens. We don't look at the America you guys look at. You know, a lot of you Call of Duty Americans, you look at America from a video, from a YouTube perspective. You don't even know the country. You don't understand what kind of country you don't even know the country that you live in. Said Trump out playing golf while service members dying is sick. Yeah. Amongst MAGA, Trump comes first. The Republic Party comes second. The Constitution comes third. Okay. Is that how it goes? I didn't know that. He said to get into that nursing, that return. No, you don't. No, 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 no. You can pay to move into a nursing home, man. That's when you don't have money. You know why? Because people, you know what? People hide their funds. See, people don't want to go into that nursing home. But this is what you got to realize about a nursing home. That's like being in jail, man. You can't leave a nursing home. They might take you to Walmart. They might everybody get on the bus and y'all all take a trip to Walmart or something like that. But you can't leave a nursing home. You might be able to get signed out every now and then. They want all your funds because what are you going to do with money? What are you going to do with it? And yeah, like on a Monday night, you can't get up, put on your clothes and say, what you finna do? Well, I'm finna go just hang out. I'm finna walk around, see what's going on. No, you can't. Not in no nursing home. I've had family members in nursing homes. I've been there. And I've signed my name in that little book. And I had to sit there and talk to them. And they telling me all their rules they got. They can't leave. And I didn't know that. I said, what? He said, no, you can't, I can't leave. I said, wait a minute. He said, no, now that I'm here, man, I got to do, I can only leave when they let me leave. He said, yeah, you can sign me out every now and then. But he said, that's got to be approved. And on top of that, he said, like on a Monday night, he said, I felt like going to the sports bar, man, and watch the football game. And they wouldn't let me leave. I said, man. And see, that's why a lot of these people you can see out here homeless, they ain't all crazy. You think they're crazy. They would rather have their freedom. I saw a guy, he was sleeping outside of a Burger King. He had an old blanket. Man, I should have took a picture of that. That man was slumber. That man was in slumber. That man was he had got up in there, made himself a bed, man. He would sleep on all the dirt, the ants, the leaves, the insects. He had the blanket over him, up over the top of him. And that man was in a slumber, man. And I looked at that dude. I said, man. And then while I was standing there, man, that man woke up. And I was just looking at him. I didn't say nothing to him. I was just looking at him. That man flopped all them ants. He beat the insects and stuff, bugs off of him. He walked into that McDonald's, came out with him a nice hot cup of coffee. And that's when I said, okay, well, maybe I can, because I'm curious about. And I said, hey, man, why you homeless? He said, yeah. I said, are you on any type of disability or something? He said, I am. I said, how come you don't get you a place? He said, I don't want to live in no place. He said, plus I got to pay for that. And I need every bit of my disability money. And I said, so you don't have no problem sleeping on the ground? He said, no. I said, how you get your money? He said, my social worker. He said, I go to my social worker, I get it from her. He said, I don't have an address. I don't have a phone number. I don't have an address. But he said, the state got it set up. You go to your social worker and they'll give you your funds. As long as you show that you can, you're not crazy. And that dude had that blanket, man. He wrapped that thing up. He put it on. He had like a backpack. He put that in a backpack. He had on some slides. It wasn't no sandals. That man drank on that coffee, man. And that man just started to walk, man. I don't know where he was going, but he had no car. That man was cool, man. That's the world we live in, man. Checked out. He had no phone. He wasn't hooked on no Instagram. Had no car. A lot of times guys like that be rich, though. Well, this old white dude, he was actually on the news. He was one of those aggressive panhandlers. You trying to go into a grocery store, he'd ask for money, but then he would bump you. He was aggressive panhandler. And everybody, everybody, because he had long beard, old white man. And then like 8-9 years later, they found him. He had passed away. And the story was that they cut his coat open. He had this black coat. And that man had $80,000 in cash in ones, tens, fives, 20s that was sewn into his coat, man. 80,000 and he died outside in the rain, froze to death. Yeah, a lot of times it's how they live, man. Yeah, he checked out of the system, man. Sometimes you go too far, you ain't no coming back. He said the Dems monitor you. Isn't that the Palantir and all that stuff? The Dems, man, you got to be. Let me tell you something, guys. Look, ain't nothing wrong with voting the way you want to vote, but please stop saying stuff like Dems. Come on, man. Why, don't let these people. Don't let America. Don't let our leaders turn you into partisan. Just like Obama. Just because Obama ran for president, that don't make me no liberal, and that don't make me no Democrat. Don't let these people turn you into blind partisans. Don't let them do that, man. The Democrats, they do a lot of stuff I don't agree with. The Republicans do a lot of stuff I don't agree with. I'm not a partisan. A lot of you Call of Duty incels, man, they got you. They got you. Let me tell you something. When Biden was president, last 4 years, man, I really didn't even keep up with politics. You know, I couldn't take that White House spokesman. I'm serious. I literally couldn't take her. I couldn't take the White House spokesman. It was a black woman married to a white woman. And that woman was standing up there trying to lecture me. I said, man, I'm not listening to that. Just because Biden is president, he ain't God. He don't tell me how to think. He can't tell me right from wrong. I didn't listen to that foolishness. I am in no kind of way am I going to sit there and listen to that. They can do what they want, though. I grant you that, but you can't lecture me. So no, I'm sorry, man. Whatever that means. When she said that stuff about trans kids, I said I can't take it. I can't take that. I said if you think like that, then enjoy yourself. I said enjoy yourself. Some 15-year-old boy beat the brakes off two girls. Big old dude, too. I guess he thought he was a woman. He beat the brakes off two girls, man, and that White House spokesman was saying he was a kid. I said, man, that man ain't no kid. That ain't no kid, man. What? I'm grown though, bro. I'm so glad I'm grown, man. Good Lord. I wouldn't want to be a kid now, man. If they doing stuff like that, and you know, when you talk about women, you got dudes in the locker room, and then you got they were talking about basketball. I know a couple of women, they like basketball. They group play basketball with their brothers, but they won't play on the teams because well, you know what? I can't even discuss it. I can't even discuss it. I guess you could thank the WNBA for that, bro. The masculinity and all that. I guess you could thank the WNBA for that. I have to sort of agree with Trump on that, man. We want women to be women, man. Nothing wrong with being a woman. If you're a woman and you feminine and you can't run, when you run, you look all afflicted. When you play basketball, you can't shoot. You dribble, double dribble, and you can't shoot, and the game ends at 7-2. I agree with Trump. Those women exist too. I agree with Trump. Now, on the other side, the women who can shoot like Jordan, they have a right to be who they are too. Remember that, man? Remember when you got on the track? Remember when you played sports? You would see the girls running and they was running. You know how you know what I'm talking about. You guys know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. And see all of this WNBA and stuff like that. I remember basketball when women they played, but they couldn't play. And if you could just dribble as a woman, you won the trophy. But they were cool, man. They got out there, got their exercise. And that's what Trump's talking about. Things have changed now. Look at it. We got a dude in here that's they're gonna call you a racist for that, brother. You hear that? You see that right there? And he's passed away, man. Yeah, we got to delete that there, brother. That's disrespectful. That's flat out disrespectful to say what you just said. But anyhow, man, who you gonna support, man? The Constitution or Trump? I'm 100% with the Constitution. In addition to that, you got to remember these generals, they take an oath to defend the country. They salute our flag. This man was in the service for 40 years. How many colors has he been attended? How many funerals has he attended? How many? And we need to respect him, man. We need to respect him. He should matter. Yeah, they're gonna say you're a Democrat because if you choose anybody, if it's Trump or MAGA, I don't know what you mean by that, brother. But yeah, if you are not blindly loyal to Trump, you are a liberal. And in some circles, you are trans. Because I've heard them. They'll start throwing out the shaming language and the insults. You can't disagree with anything Trump does. Even when you say, hey, I think I'm gonna sort of lean toward the 40-year war veteran. I'm gonna lean toward the 40-year war veteran. And you said, well, no, man, I'd rather go with the guy from the reality show. And then if I disagree with that, then hey, you ain't nothing but a liberal. You're just a liberal. And you're an incel. You're a Call of Duty incel. Like the stream, man. It's hard to, it's hard to agree. Come on, man. You know it gets to you, man. None of these men, these generals, you don't get rid of these guys, man. What about the troops, man? The troops look up to these guys. You've got guys who've met these guys. A lot of times these guys will walk around the base and they'll come into your space and there he is. There's the general. He's right there on watch with you. He's right there hanging out. He's talking to you, talking about where you're from. Where you from, soldier? Oh, okay. You're from Kansas City? Yeah. I got an aunt stays in Kansas City. I was there about 8 years ago. How you like being in the service? That's what the general does. That's morale. That's support. You get Trump in office, he's getting rid of these guys. These guys are telling them, hey, don't go into these places. And it's their obligation as a general to say, sir, we don't bomb civilian targets. Well, we're going to bomb the schools and the power system, sir. We don't bomb civilian targets. Those are war crimes, sir. Like the stream, brother. Yeah, man. Putin, bro. Putin is gonna make this thing. They said Putin making so much money because he lifted the sanctions off Putin. And you wonder, does Trump think that he can join with Putin? He can get rid of NATO, and he can have some type of union with Putin. Are you serious? You can't trust Putin. We're gonna drop the join link, man. We'll take your thoughts. Did you enjoy your Easter? Are you happy that Trump is getting rid of these generals? Is it about time? Is this what you voted for? Do you think we're better off? You think we're better off? We got the join link posted, man. We'll take your thoughts. Trying to figure it out. That used to be the conservative generation. There used to be no long hair. When you say a liberal, right? What's an example of, say, a liberal? I'd say Elvis. I'd say, the way he rocked his hips and his music. They looked at that as that's liberal, a liberal lifestyle. Rolling Stone, well, that's a British dude, but Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra, they look at those as liberals. Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra.
Hey, what's up with the plan? I got something to say.
What's up with you, Tabor? Go ahead, brother. Floor is yours.
I just woke up. I see you all live, man. Listen, man.
I
I gotta
appreciate
say,
you, man. You always welcome. You
I
always
gotta
welcome, man.
appreciate you. I gotta say, man, them boys gotta go. It's time
Who
for
did
some new leaders.
the generals?
All the old heads. They gotta go. They gotta
The
go.
generals. You're saying the generals need to be replaced?
They gotta go. It's time for some new leaders, man. That this give opportunities for like people that has been there too, and they want to be in those type of positions. He can't do nothing about Congress. In certain positions, he can't tell nobody nothing. And them boys been
Who
in
who
office too long. They've been
if
getting,
if
huh?
if you were a general, right? You following me?
Okay.
If you were a general, where would you pledge your loyalty? Would you pledge it to Trump or would you pledge it to the
I, I,
Constitution?
I'm loyal to America, not even the Constitution. I'm loyal
Well,
to my
America,
country.
that is the Constitution. That's the America is that's just a random the flag, but it has to have a meaning, and the Constitution is basically what we're founded on. So Trump is
It sound
president,
good.
right?
Yeah.
So, you know what, Tabor? I don't know why you won't say it. I think you'd be loyal to Trump.
Nah, I'm loyal to America. I don't care who's sitting in that seat. I'm gonna put in work. I'm
You
gonna go
sound
get me
like
some.
them, but you sound like them now, Tabor.
Who is
You're
them?
saying get rid of them. You're saying get rid of these generals, but you're saying that you're loyal to the country. Well, he's not gonna. He's gonna replace them with people like Pete, who's gonna do his bidding. Is you think that's good for the country?
Man, people gonna put who they put in place. I'm still loyal to America. Not even the Constitution. The Constitution goes against me as a black man and as a man.
I'm not going to interrupt him. Go ahead, Tabor, because I want people. Because you go ahead, keep talking.
Okay, so you says Trump. I'm removing the person from what they do. Right? I like what Trump does business wise. Right? He had some things go on back in the day I could appreciate. Like you said, he used to be outside with everybody. The people that look like me. He was backing up people like what's his name? Well, you informed me that Jesse. He was backing up cats like that. That was trying to make a change. He was putting his money up, not just showing up with him, but he was putting his money up. I'm loyal to America. The Constitution goes against me. The Constitution had my people out here broke. Times have changed. We know certain people was in office when those times was going on. We know certain bills was drafted. When you start talking about it gets to a point to where generations don't see eye to eye. And when that starts to happen, it's like, what is best for America? The old way or some type of new way? And I'm not talking about the bathroom situation with men going where my little girl at. That just gets crazy. That's crazy. I ain't against nobody and what they got going on, but nonetheless, America is where I reside. This is the country. I love the country. I ain't with the Constitution.
What does America stand for?
Just free people. We actually free here. We can talk crazy about our president online all day, 24 hours, all day. Put up memes about him, disrespect them online in public. America is we actually free because when everybody else start talking about their
Well,
country, go
why
ahead.
why can we get away with that?
Because we free to a degree.
Why are we free?
Because that's the way America has always been. You've been free to roam and do whatever you go do across the 50 states.
What gives us the right to criticize our president? What gives us the right to have a gun? What gives us these rights?
The gun is to protect ourselves and our family, right? There was a time America was like that. As far as the president goes, that's just allowing you to think that you free. Because you can
What
say what you
gives us those rights, though? You're saying that we can. Why can we?
America. I can go with where you trying to get me to go and say the Constitution.
But
But
I ain't trying to get you to go there.
the
You said
Constitution
you're loyal to America, not the Constitution. But if that is the Constitution.
Nah. The Constitution works for who it works for. What laws are changed every day. There's a person that look like me, my age, and there's other races that's just like me, my age. We can do the same crime. I know I can get a longer sentence. The Constitution won't serve me.
Like the stream, man. It's Easter. Support the platform. That's Tabor.
I know it may sound crazy to y'all, man.
Those are his thoughts. Those are his opinions, and that's right. He's right. America's a free country, and he certainly has the right to the way he sees the world. And that's Tabor's America, that he's talking about. He's loyal to America.
Loyal to America. I put in work. I'm part of. I'm the transport system, right? We already know without us, things start to fall apart, and it can fall apart quick. It don't matter what these fuel prices is. We still out here working. They got truckers around me. I was just at a rest stop, knocked out. Woke up. Ain't nobody bothered me, knocked on my window. You hear what I'm saying? I have been safer in the truck than I have in my car, based on what I know what go on. I'm loyal to
What?
America, man.
You lost me on that. You safer in your truck than in your
I'm safer.
car.
I'm safer in my, like, if I get stopped by a lawman, I don't feel away. If I get stopped in the car, I'm nervous. And I'm
You
40.
talk okay. Should they defund the police, DeBoer?
Absolutely not. We need them. If my mama is in trouble, I would expect for, I don't care what race of man or woman show up, save her. Especially if I can't get to her. That go for
Like,
anybody. That's
yeah,
when race don't matter. My
like,
bad.
share, support. You know, we'll take your thoughts just like Tabor. If you have a question for Tabor, you can join the link.
Man, pop up.
Nah, this is America, man. This is a young man. He's a truck driver. He doesn't have to be a politician. He doesn't have to be a Supreme Court justice. He doesn't have to be a U.S. senator. This is an American citizen. And he's giving you his thoughts on this Easter. And these are his beliefs.
I serve America all day. That Constitution, most laws don't matter. I got laws within trucking alone. I got laws as a citizen. There's a time when the situation happened back in 2020. They done away with our clock. We was able to go free. If we can drive 30 hours, drive to 30. Sleep for 2, get up and keep running. Now we got to take 10-hour break after the load is delivered. But man, we was free out here to get money. And for some of us, it worked out. For some of us, we weren't out here complaining. Some of us seen it as an opportunity and we took it. And we respected the game. Everybody ain't like that.
They want to know how come you ain't serve, how come you didn't join the military?
Because my daddy told me not to.
Okay.
He said, I served the military. I gave you all my benefits. I had benefits before I was born. I told you before, I got Social Security and VA checks. And when I hit 18 and wanted to go to college, I got to use Chapter 35. That was $100,000 sitting for me. My daddy put in work for me. Now I had my mom.
Did you graduate? Did you graduate college, DeBoer?
No, I got kicked out.
Well, hold up, DeBoer. You had $100,000 waiting on you. Yep. All you had to do was maintain your grades, right?
I did.
Okay, so you maintain your grades. You had 100,000, and in addition to the Social Security money, and yet you didn't graduate college. Help us out with that one, bro.
Okay, and let me say, my dad died 5 days before my 26th birthday, which reset my Chapter 35 benefits, big dog. Because he died before I was 26. So this is why I didn't graduate. I went to DeVry. Y'all can say what y'all want. I went for the computer science program. I love computers. The server side, building, the whole nine. Apps was out. Apps was just coming out. iPhone was coming out. I wanted to learn code. I was all the way in. I finished 2 semesters. I got my transcript. Now, I went to school the first semester, and they put me in the wrong class on the first one because I was in class and I was answering questions. And the teacher was like, "You're not supposed to be here." She was like, "There's no way you know this mathematics and you in my class." And she sent me to the office. And when they looked at my test scores, they was
like, in college?
Yeah, DeVry University for computer science.
You went
I wanted
to
be a computer engineer. DeVry.
DeVry.
Yeah.
Am I saying it right? I think I seen that on BET or something. What was DeVry? That was like a business school?
Nah, DeVry was like it's like one of them colleges that you can do it was like cheaper than a university. I ain't gonna say it was a community college. It was like accelerated learning. So it was expensive, but nonetheless, I wanted to be computer science. They had a program that I liked.
Is that still open now, DeVry?
They had a whole lot of lawsuits. So some people, you know how people get mad and be like, yo, I didn't find no job and this, that, and the third, and it's just like that's because you just didn't take it seriously.
People weren't honoring their what you get a certificate.
Nah, I would have had a degree in computer science. The ride was hot for a minute back in
You sure it
05,
wasn't a
06.
certificate?
Nah,
Because
man.
I know some of those, like you say, like masterpiece school, you don't get a degree, you get a certificate.
Nah, it was a degree. It was a degree in computer science. And again, I was going for computer engineering. Because you got to get through computer science first on the associates, and then the next degree up is computer engineering.
I know a guy, he went to a quick little.
It was credible then.
No. He went no, not. I'm sure DeVry was, but I'm saying this guy went to a quick, I think about a 5-week school. It was like food preparations, and it gave you like you could be a cook, like for Red Lobster and all of that. You could be a cook for all of those. And he went to that, and he told me when he was done, because I said that, I said, so you got your degree in food preparation? He said, no, I got a certificate. And
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
class.
I said, a certificate. I said, what do you? I said, how come you didn't get a degree? He said, I got a certificate, man. They don't give out degrees.
Because it ain't really a degree type program. We talking 5 weeks. My trucking school was 6 weeks. I got a certificate. I got all my hours. And see, even though a person can say something about a certificate, I'm still in the game. I still know what I know. I can take my driving record anywhere and get a job. So I wouldn't squander my education just because the school became uncredible. If that makes sense. Same thing with the Art Institute.
You making sense, brother? Now, how come you washed out of DeVry?
So I go to school and they put me in the wrong class. So now they telling me either I gotta add to my program, which stay in another semester to take that one class, or I gotta add 5 classes to my next program. One of my other semesters. So I gotta take 5 semesters. So they put me in the wrong class on the first semester. Mr. Pablo, right? That's his name. He was over the computer science or the computer science program. He did my second semester and he put me in the wrong class. So now I'm 2 classes behind. Now I got to add a whole semester to my program. So that would have gave me 6 semesters instead of 5. Now one day I go to the office. Now mind you, this is when I had a strong Louisiana accent and I had long hair. I told you I look away. When that second semester happened again, I'm in class, I'm answering questions, right? And the teacher was like, you don't belong in here. Same situation. I go down to the office. That's when I found out he put me in the wrong class. I cut up. I was cursing people out. I spazzed out because I got to pay for this class. And I got to add.
How come you go to a regular college?
Accelerated learning. I'm not a regular college person. I don't like school.
You say you had $100,000, right?
Yeah.
Why didn't you go to a regular school, or why would you go to DeVry?
Because it was accelerated learning. It wasn't.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
You don't have to take a whole bunch of extracurricular activities just for your program. It's specifically
accelerated learning. So hold on. You say you don't. So that means pay us, but we're not gonna teach you. Accelerated learning. What is that?
I'm telling you what it is. It's like when you go to college, you're gonna have classes that you really don't need. Like you need extracurricular activity classes. It may be an arts program or something like that, but it's within what you want to do. Because the school is mandatory that you take these classes. That's what a university does. That's why I take you 4 years.
They don't believe you in the chat.
They don't have to. I don't care. I got transcripts, big dog. I don't care about none of what they saying. I know who I was. I know what I was achieving. My transcripts say I was passing. So one day I cut up, and I'm sitting. I cut up in the office, man. Everybody was getting it. So I go home.
Somebody just said they believe you. They believe you, Tabor. Yeah.
I go home.
Somebody believes you, but go ahead.
I go home and I come back to school the next day. Now it's the third semester. The president pulled me in the office. Now, mind you, the president had no time of day for me when they seen that I was getting put in these wrong classes. These wrong classes are on my transcript. The lady pulled me in the office. She had, it was a big conference room. They pulled me in there with almost every teacher in the building. And they had a security guard, black man standing at the door. I'll never forget that day. And that woman had a look in her eyes, knowing that I would cut up in this room too.
And you got a doubter right here. You got a doubter right here,
It don't matter. I don't care.
He says, a best of chance says, my son is in a PhD program for computer science at Carnegie Mellon.
So
I never heard of that. Carnegie. Have you heard of that? Have you heard of that, Tabor? Carnegie.
No.
Carnegie Mellon, and I'm the head, and I'm head. I don't get to tell you he's capping. The best of chance doesn't believe you.
It don't matter. I don't care.
And best of chance, what is there not to believe that he attended DeVry? Master P had a school with the ADIC schools, IDD, what is it, EDC school?
IDC or something like that.
Yeah, IDC college. Master P had one of those schools. Trump got sued. Trump had a school. What's there not to believe?
Yeah, he had a school too. So when they put me out, man, Platt, for 6 years, my credit score, they put all these student loans, and I was determined not to pay them boys. You screwed me over. It took me 6 years to fight that. In 2012, they paid off my student loans. I got the letters, big dog. I don't care what nobody in the chat say. Most of y'all cowards, y'all ain't gonna get on here and tell us nothing about your opinion, because all you can do is type.
And I agree with you, Tabor. They couldn't get in DeVry if their life depended on it.
My scores, what my scores was, my program, what my program was, the way I look, the way I talk didn't line up with what I wanted to be. I'm telling you, I didn't look like a typical student.
I know, and they're not gonna tell the truth.
Yeah, y'all were hard in comments. It ain't gonna make no difference.
I know, no, I'm just saying, and it's disrespectful. They couldn't afford the tuition. They couldn't get admission to DeVry. They disrespect that school like it was easy to get into. It was easy to stay in and easy to graduate from. It wasn't, Tabor. I know that. They just don't want to know that.
2 semesters cost me $30 grand. I was determined to be a computer science because I always took stuff apart as a kid. I love electronics. Yeah, man, it don't matter what people say. That's why I go against what a lot of people say, man, because in reality, they'll just do a whole lot of talking, but they can't stand on that argument in actual, like, when you're talking to somebody face to face. The internet a weird place.
Where would you rather go, Tabor, if you had a chance? The University of Notre Dame or DeVry?
DeVry.
And why? Why is that?
Because
you don't have to, just take your time and tell me the benefits of that over, say, the university. Because you know the degrees would be a little bit different, but go ahead.
Accelerated learning. Let me explain this to you, Platt. And the reason why I'm gonna say it like this is because it should kind of make sense. Once my dad told me when I met him, right, and this is around 16, 17, right, he was like, no matter what, they can't take your education from you. They can stop you only so much. Now, if I get my DeVry degree and people don't appreciate it, cool. I can still make a way for myself because I know the information.
And you would rather go to DeVry over a scholarship to Notre Dame?
Because it ain't gonna guarantee me nothing. The education does. Education guarantee you. The degree don't guarantee you. Man, they got some people in the comments probably don't even use their degree and in debt.
A lot of them never went to college. They just on here.
And then
they on here bragging. There's one person claims she got a kid in Vanderbilt. Come on, you know your kid's in cooking school. She'll get her certificate and glue it to the refrigerator.
Or at home getting high on the couch, and she want him to be something, but he ain't nothing.
Mr. Darcy, this guy, my daughter was awarded a 4-year scholarship to Vanderbilt. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, we believe you.
They'll tell you. They'll say anything on the internet. Like
I
I
know
told you,
they
big dog.
do.
I got my letters from the president. I got my transcripts that says I was in school. I got everything. I got everything. I sat around my dad. My dad saved me from a bad situation. My dad gave me some game in a little bit of time that I spent with him in high school. He didn't necessarily map out my life. He just made things make sense.
Now hold up, the boy. It says, so Notre Dame sounds great, but no university can guarantee you a job. They'll take your money for classes you will never need. Great job, Tabor. Well, you got to understand, it was just we're from different worlds, man. You know, I can see what Tabor is talking about. Now, Tabor, not to change your opinion, but my opinion. And you know, you got yours, I got mine. Nobody knows who's right. I would take the scholarship to Notre Dame. I think that would hold more weight over time. Over is DeVry even open now? That's not even open, right?
Nah, I mean it's open. I seen something like in Chicago, but again, that's neither here or there. The information
Okay.
is everything.
Well, no, I'm just saying you're a graduate of DeVry,
No,
as
I
opposed
didn't
to, you know,
graduate.
on your resume you put I graduated Notre Dame,
I get it.
top of my class, and you know whether you probably you don't. Well, Tabor, I get where you're going, but that actually you say they don't quote unquote guarantee you a job, but believe
Nothing
me, they're going to
does.
be looking for you. They're looking for Notre Dame grad. This
What-
guy said Vanderbilt. Yeah, they're not going. They don't really have a hard time finding a job if they can
And
graduate. If they can graduate, and they'll probably be recruited. They probably won't finish, man. They'll probably be recruited right out of those schools, probably uh juniors.
and those people, those same people with degrees are getting replaced by kids that don't have no degrees but have experience, if that makes sense, in the computer science world. Because as a 12-year-old, I can be doing computer technology from my house. I can know how to code and crack codes. I can go into websites and do penetration tests. Pause. I can penetrate a website on a back end server, and I've been doing this since 12. My resume hold more weight than your 4-year degree. I'm telling you, no matter what they saying in the comments, that's the way computers work. If I had the opportunity, my dad was a nerd, man, a nerd. If I had the opportunity to sit around when I was in the 90s with a computer like we had in the early 80s, because my dad was a hustler too. Now, he was smart. I could have sit on that computer, learned coding just like Bill Gates was doing, and cracked some
Mm-hmm.
codes and got ahead in life because of my
Hey,
information. Go ahead.
would Bill Gates be the same guy with was it Rob Storm? Rob Storm? Apple. Apple was who?
Steve
Steve
Jobs.
Jobs. My fault. Steve Jobs. Would Steve Jobs and Bill Gates be the same men if they went to DeVry? And I'm saying it wrong. I'm sorry. I can't pronounce it. DeVry College. I can't. I'm trying my
I,
best. But
I,
you think
I
that
don't think so.
Steve Jobs and no, I'm serious. When you think about it, you
They
think they'd be
don't.
the same guy, same
No,
people?
no, because these they had a love for computers. That's a
Yeah,
different
but going
conversation.
to DeVry, you know, you say you went there and said that's a school that would have
And Mark
fertilized them
Zuckerberg,
and made them the men that they are, just like they became. You know, they created
nah,
Microsoft and
nah, man, schools,
Macintosh, Apple, and the phone and iPhone. If they would have attended DeVry, do you think you would have got the same result? That's what I'm
nah,
saying.
nah, man, because school ain't for everybody. Them boys, look, Mark Zuckerberg went to Harvard, dropped out. Look where he at. He run Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and got a whole plethora of things.
There you go.
Then you got Amazon with Bezos. I've never looked into his story, but I know they talking about how he started in his garage. His degree didn't matter. Amazon wasn't what his degree was in. And they got cats outside right now whining and crying about not being able to take care of they responsibilities because they got a job. They was there for 20 years. They lost their pensions. I mean, not pensions, but lost their 401ks. It's no different than the dudes before them that had pensions and lost their pensions because the company went under. And they dedicated their lives. but for the most part, you can't take their education. Computers is different from a lot of things, man. Computer, and if you know what you're doing,
Who
hey,
who who
go ahead.
who's more likely to be looking for a job? Someone from, say, I don't know what what kind of, let me see. No, go keep talking. Let me go find this out, because it's got to be considered a school
We
type.
in a
I
different
haven't
time.
heard of that man since TV.
Yeah.
That was back in the BET days there,
And,
DeVry.
and I used to sit at home, get high, and I watched TV, and that came
Mm.
up. And it was interesting. And now you're talking about straight coding and hardware for computers, accelerated learning. You're right, I called. I'm already in a good position.
But
My daddy put me there.
you want accelerated learning? You want
Yeah,
that?
yeah,
But you're
because
paying though.
I know, and I need to be challenged. I can't do all the extra stuff. In high school, they got you doing history,
Just do
and they
your
got
4 years though. They just do
nah,
4
man.
years.
It's not the same because you can get that same degree in two. It's just not from when they saying a credible school. I get it. I get what y'all saying, but I know what works for me. This is why I can go into whatever I go into. And in some cases, me and my homeboy had the job. We started the same day. I became his boss in 3 months. And he was
Okay.
older than me. This is how I was able to go into the company I told you I went into, High Temco, Southwest Houston, Texas, and was doing the Pemex contract and was able to take it from a 6-month situation to a 3-month situation to this 27-day situation. I'm going to look at stuff how I look at stuff. And me knowing the basics of coding and electronics I was able to troubleshoot that machine a way that most people couldn't.
It says DeVry University is legitimate, regionally accredited for-profit institution. While it offers legitimate degrees in technology and business, it has faced significant lawsuits and federal action regarding misleading job placement statistics.
It is.
It has established legitimacy, but prospective students should weigh its high cost against. Okay, so you're right. You're exactly right. It's very expensive. See, I didn't know that.
It's expensive.
Against career outcomes. You're right. Cost some bread to go there.
Yeah.
You're right. You know what? Let me apologize to you, Tabor, because I thought it was a fly by night. I thought it was like on par with Master P's College, and it's not.
I get it.
It's not. It's a real university, and it costs bread.
Yeah, I get it. Some of us can really, like, you can hold our feet to the fire and we go stand our ground. Now, if I'm wrong on something, I can fall back and say it. But for the most part, I can stand on my opinion. It's my opinion. Who else gonna stand on it better than me? Yeah, man, I would have took the 2 years. Again, they can't take that knowledge.
I'll take, and we're different dudes. That's what I'm saying. Because this is called America. It's called freedom. Tabor, Platinum, we're different people. I would take the scholarship to Notre Dame. I don't want the accelerated learning. I want to learn everything they teach me over 4 years. I don't want them to speed it up. Yeah. And I think that once I graduated with that degree, I really think, now I'm not saying it's going to give me every job, but I think advantage? I think I will have an advantage with that on my resume. Yeah. If I go to Google, if I go to these tech places looking for work, and I'm holding that type of degree, I do now. I could be wrong. If I had somebody's got a University of DeVry, would it hold the same weight as Notre Dame? Probably not, though.
And let me tell you something. Because I can do accelerated learning, I'm gonna outwork you. I'm telling you, for me, from my perspective, I'm gonna outwork you because I know the bare bones and basics. And it ain't just about going to college and dealing with what you're dealing with. It's about, if you really got the love for something, you only need a way in the door. You only need to understand the terminology. Once you get the terminology, it's a wrap. You back that up with some information. You make some good connections. Man, I can go and be working for a startup company and make more money than you that's working for an established company.
Yeah, hold up for a minute, boy. Yeah. Listen, we got the join link posted. We'll take your thoughts. We have a individual His name is Tabor. He's giving you his America, his American dream, his life, his experience. That's all he's doing. We got somebody in the chat. Look, if you want to offer yours, we got the join link posted. If you
Yeah,
want
I
to sit in
talk
the
about that.
chat and talk about this brother, talk about this man. Why are you talking down on him? And he got a degree, or he almost got him a degree from DeVry. You know,
And,
and you
and I
sitting over there talking, whining and complaining. You don't have no degree. You ain't
ain't
went to no
attempting.
college. No, no, hold up. I got you. Tabor. You ain't went to no college. You ain't even graduate high school. You're sitting around the chat box, running off at the mouth, disrespectful. Come on. You're a short order cook. Half of these people running around here in the chat box, you're a short order cook. And you had to go to the jailhouse to get that. When I go in the Waffle House, that's you. When I look behind the counter, I see you cooking them eggs and flipping bacon. And believe me, I see that too. I look at that grown ass man back there cooking bacon and biscuits. You know, somewhere in his life, he made a bad decision. Yeah, there you go. Respect. There you go. Somebody said, great job, Tabor. Yeah, they respect you. You out here riding the truck. This man out here working his tail off for us. Thank you, Tabor. And you got people, they won't even join the link, man, but they got hate and disrespect for the brother.
Yeah, because I and at the same time I can deal with that because there were some people before me that I watched get done a certain way. So it's just like the information they can never take. Now keep in mind that's '06. I'd have been done in '09, 2010. I mean, yeah, with my whole degree in about 2010. Now I understood the app. I understood websites. I understood all that. Now I could take my degree and got into building apps and could have been rich off of Apple and Google because I understand the terminology and what to do. I could have got certified in other certs that I would have understood, and it would have been easy for me because I can sit down and focus. Now, my dad had to teach me about focus, even and it took me to get high. Be honest with you, I had to be high to be focused. It sounds crazy, but I'm
Yeah,
telling
you
you,
need to leave that stuff alone. But
I don't smoke.
and we're a
I'm a
different
driver.
world now, but we're a different world, Tabor. I just because you how old are you, Tabor?
I'm 40. Well, 41.
Well, our world ain't that different, that much different. But yeah, now, Deborah, I'd have to take the University of Notre Dame.
Yeah, I get
Somebody
it.
hold up, that somebody put Vanderbilt. I'd have to take Vanderbilt. I don't know about DeVry. Now,
That
you're right. It is a real school. It's legitimate. It's not like Master P's school. It's not. It's not like Donald Trump's school. This is a real. It's still wide open. You can get it online. I probably would take Notre Dame though. Just carry the name of it has more to me. To me, it has more weight
yeah, it has
than
more weight
DeVry.
for you. It has more weight. And there's cats right now that went to YouTube University and they got rich on YouTube with no degree
Well,
because it
well,
told them the
okay.
bare bones. It taught them the bare bones of their system. So they learned their system and was able to produce content at high rates now with AI. You hear what I'm saying? And they were likable people. And they've been in the game. And they sell you courses. And they have meetups. And you support their Patreons. They give financial advice. And they wouldn't have had access to the world without YouTube like that. They would have had access, but not the way YouTube give it to you. Not the way Facebook give it to you so you can start up a company. I mean, hell, just like Amazon. You can go, there was a time, I don't know if you can still do it, but you can go get on Amazon, I think F something, I forgot what it's called. But you can put product on Amazon and you can sell to the world. It's a marketplace. You learn a system and you move accordingly and you can make you some paper. Because that's what it come down to.
Mm-hmm.
You can like what you like, but you still got to make some money. You can't be out here hugging trees and be earthy. I mean, you know what? Facebook and YouTube allow you to be that. Walk around in sandals all day with your dreads. You can smoke your peace pipe and you can sell stones and make money, bro. Doing what you love, bro. Doing what you love, bro. I would always take the accelerated route because I'm a person. I want the information. It needs to move fast for me, or I'm gonna get bored, and that's not a good thing for me. My mind gonna start going. It's like sitting in class and you thinking about all kind of things. You staring out the window. You ain't paying attention to the math subject, the social studies, then it's history. They jumping around. Man, give me the information I need to know. And people become great like that, man. People become great. If y'all in the comments, man, y'all ain't popped up on me, then, even then, you can't tell me what I ain't got. I can pull up paperwork.
Well, you had somebody came up and supported you.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Brian says you don't know. He says you don't owe anyone anything. You're making life happen. Proud Western Michigan grad here. Proud of you. There you go. Because people don't look at Western Michigan. I mean, it's an okay university, but they don't look at it with they're not going to look at Western Michigan. And we have college supremacy in many cases, but Stanford and Vandy, and there's a few others that I'm not bringing up, but those are considered the smart people college.
They're prestigious.
Notre
And they
Dame.
got history and
No,
those
they
people
consider them pretty. They consider them. Yeah. Now you start talking about. Now you're getting into money too. Yale and Harvard and stuff. You gotta have some bread, and you got to be very smart to go to your Ivy League schools. But you gotta do what you gotta do, man.
And I gotta say, even then, you ain't gotta be smart. I don't know if you remember, but Sandra Bullock and a couple other ladies or a couple other people got caught up when they was buying degrees for their kids. I would do that too, because you can do it. Your kid don't have to be smart, bro. You can go and purchase a degree. They can go to them classes and be clowning around.
But that's wrong though, Tabor.
How? How, bro? This is America. How? It's not.
I stand corrected. Okay, go ahead.
I mean, it's like they can go to class, get the experience of college, and come out with a top degree. This is why some of you go to a job every day and you be like, my supervisor is so stupid. Whole time he your supervisor. He only got the job because his uncle is the cousin of the person who owns the company. And as smart as you are, no matter how hard you work, you will never be his supervisor. And by the time you become a supervisor, he been in the game 10, 15 years. You can say you smarter than him, but he gonna always land on his feet. You gonna have to put in an application somewhere. All he gotta do is pick up the phone and make a call. It's a difference. That's America.
Hey, back in the day, Tabor, let me let you know something. Back in the day, I was having an employment situation, right? So I went to the unemployment office, and the guy said, he said, I got a job for you. I said, I need some stuff like today. He said, I got you. He said, I do have something he said, it's a place, a lot of people don't want to work there, but you can get you some money like today. I said, okay. And he gave me the address, and he said, just go down there. And he said, I'm going to get on the phone with him. He said, just go down there. And because he said, well, you ain't got to worry about nobody beating you down there. Just go down. So I went down there. It was this meat packing company. So I get down there, and the guy said, he told me this is what I need you to do. And then he said, okay, put this on. And I was like, huh? He said, yeah, you got to put this on. It was like a hazmat suit. So I put the hazmat suit on, and he gave me a shovel. And he said, I want you to shovel all of this stuff into this container. It was all types of rats and blood, and it was like a slaughterhouse. And I was the person that comes in after they cut it up. I got to clean it up, right? And the guy gave me a water hose, and he was like, spray all that blood and stuff down that hole, and okay, fill up that and fill that up, push it out. And then I did 8 hours of that, and I got out, and then I unzipped the suit, and I got the money. And then when I would walk, I was walking back. This is back in the, I was young, right? But anyhow, back in the day, I was younger. How about that? I'm walking around, and every time I would get anywhere near a house with dogs, they would come running to the fence, man. They would come running into the fence, not necessarily trying to bite me, but they were hungry.
They smell
And
that
they
fresh
could
meat.
smell all of that meat and food on me because it had got into my pores. Even with that hazmat suit, man, I said, yeah, so it's some, I got them. I needed the money. I never came back. And that's what he mean. He was like, man, nobody going to work that thing. They might do that thing once or twice. They'll never come back.
Yeah, I've been like that. I didn't did those the work placement. I forgot what they staffing agencies. I did the truck, not the truck, the garbage man in Humble, Texas. I did that for a day. I quit. They was paying them 120. I was like, let me get on here. Man, I was like, I was eating lunch. And when I was eating lunch, like, you smell like trash. I'm like, yeah, I can't do this. And I'm not a person to
Mhm.
turn down jobs like that. I did it when I had to unpack a tree. I mean, unpack an 18-wheeler with like plants and trees. I was like, yeah, I can't do this. Those are the only two jobs I've ever quit. Other than that, I stuck it out. I'm gonna stick it out because I need that bread. I'm low key in a not in a bad situation, but I need paper in my pocket, and I'm not about to be
Yeah,
out here
sometimes,
complaining like I'm above it.
sometimes, and I know this is what I'm saying because I'm a grown man now, right? And I've been a kid. I've been broke as a kid, and I know what it is to be broke. I'm saying I know what it is. You ain't got, but you got a quarter in your pocket. I'm talking about when I was like a 13, and I ain't had nothing but a quarter. I ain't had nothing. So I know, and I know what that feels like. So, but I'm saying when people get grown, man, they get broke. They have to do something, man. What they gonna do? Ain't nobody gonna give them nothing. So they gotta do a job. They gotta go down to that meat packing plant. They gotta go down to those unwanted jobs. They go down there that construction site. And we
Yep.
play with that until you in that situation. That stuff ain't that's serious.
You above this, that, and the third. Man, I go through the truck stops every day. I see old people in there, behind the counter, tired from
Mm-hmm.
being at work, got an attitude. And then here I am, I come through, and I look how I look, and I'm yes sir, no sir. I'm getting in, getting out. I'm happy about my career choice. They're not. You can see it on their face. Gray hair, maybe in their 50s, 60s. Just they first day at work. You hear what I'm saying? Like, yeah, man, I've been working since 12. Houston Works program is the first time I got to take some money. We was in like a group, we was in groups, they was teaching us skills, and I ended up being on the radio, 97.9 or 102 Magic, because we had to make a Colgate commercial. So I went out to Colgate with some other, my peers, and they did like a little ceremony or whatever, was on the radio. Man, it was a nice time. 13, I had a friend. He worked across the street from my house. I was dancing in a lobster suit at 13 years old, right across the street from my house. And when people found out at school, they tried to clown me about it. I didn't care. I got more money than you in my pocket.
Mm.
I can walk around here free and eat different things at lunch. I get paid cash. I was working for some Hispanic folks, the Mexicans, the ones I be rocking with. Like I told you, I grew up in Spring Branch. Yeah, a little food place. I didn't mind that, man. Like red lobster suit, red Chuck Taylors. I wasn't dancing like that. I was just waving, but man, they had some
They
people
want to
doing it
know.
better than me. But
I got you. No, I know. Let me answer this. He said, "You want to know why?" He said, "If you don't like school, why'd you go to DeVry?" Accelerated learning. Now, Tabor wants that. Me, I would feel cheated because I mean, I don't want you to accelerate anything. Teach me. I'm here to be. I'm here to learn.
yeah, I mean, they can say whatever they want, man. But I know, like you saying right now, you saying teach me, and I'm telling that's the difference between a person on accelerated learning, right? So let's say your degree gonna take you 4 years, right? My 4 years for your associates. That's an associate's degree, four
No,
years in the
that's two.
university.
That's 2 years.
Okay, associates 2 years. right? And then so what's above your associates for 4 years on a university?
I think it's your BA or something like that.
Okay, so for the same amount of time you doing yours, all I need is my associates as far as the computer science situation, and I'm in the game because it's computers. It's a.
But
I ain't gonna say it. Go ahead.
no. But it's we're in a different world. You're not we're in the world of social media, and you got someone like Kai Cenat and I Love Speed. And these
Mm-hmm.
dudes, I didn't know he was that young. That dude's 21, and
Yeah,
that dude is a multi-millionaire.
yeah, and watch
Um,
have millions of people watch him online.
but um, I don't like neither one of those guys, and I think okay, they made it on the internet, but that ain't the way to go. I mean, yeah, they didn't go to college, or they could go, but they're not in college. But that
It
ain't
ain't
the
the way
way to
for you.
go, man. Running
It ain't the
around,
way for you, G.
running around, jumping up and down, running and taking a shower with another man. You know what I'm saying? Lathering each other up. I'm saying you're doing it for your content so that you can get somebody to look at the stuff and all. And then they do crazy. You know, they go to sleep in the same bed, you know, playing. Yeah,
I
you
know.
see like big kids, like big grown ass men acting like big kids. It's working for them, but now people still got to go back to the old fashioned ways.
Nah, man, that we get, and you can make that argument, but in reality, man, they sitting down with corporate sponsorship, big dog. They got corporate money behind them. Carson now had a Nike deal. These youngsters out here getting bread. That's why. Listen, if I had a kid, if I had a young son, even a daughter, and she was in the gaming, and I know she played games and she liked that and she good at it, my daughter or my kid wouldn't be in school, big dog. I would figure out a way to make some money so she can go and travel and meet other gamers and get into that world because that opens up gates for her. That's what she like to do. These kids nowadays can come out the gate at 18 and really do what they love. And somebody my age, we gotta work first before we do what we love. We gotta go make us some money. They can cut a camera on and be entertaining and get to the bag at home. That's a treat.
What about OnlyFans? You support that?
Yes, I do.
Okay, there you
Baby
go.
girl, go get your money. If that's all you got to offer the world, go get you some paper. Real talk.
Oh man, I got you, man.
Real talk, man. I love to see a person come up. I don't care what your race is. The come up story is everything to me. People don't really care about you till you make it. But for me, I've just always been a person that love a good come up story, that back end struggle. Not saying I like to struggle, but you know when certain people explaining it, they tell you how they had to do this to do that. I mean, Denzel got the story. Samuel L. Jackson got a story. Them old heads, they all got stories of how they had to come up, and they stayed down till they came up. And now look at them. Every time you see them, they in some big budget. Will Smith, that's inspirational to me. And it ain't just them. Steve Jobs, Jeff Bezos, people with money. People that move differently than what people thought. The social media network, the social network with Mark Zuckerberg. I love that movie. He moved different. Little nerd, white dude, don't look nothing like me. He's just showing you it's possible. You can have a plan and then pivot. And if you pivot right and you got the right people around you, you can come up. Look at him now. Who gonna tell him anything? And he out here buying up startup companies, same thing with Amazon, offering people billions of dollars for things that they put in work for. That didn't cost them billions of dollars to make. They was just unique
You
in,
think
in
you think
their
you think
go ahead.
Amazon's good for America?
Yes, absolutely.
What about
Amazon
all the
is
people? What about all the people they displace?
think about all the people they
And
employ.
aren't we against a monopoly? Isn't that against?
Nope.
We're capitalists, right?
Yeah,
No, no.
we are
We're a capitalist society, right? Let's go with you said Amazon, right?
Amazon.
Let's see. Let me see. Let me put it in Google because I don't really keep up with it like that. Why? Why? do we not allow a monopoly? Monopoly in our economy, right there. He says monopolies are prohibited in our economy because they stifle competition, which is the engine for innovation, lower prices, and high quality products. Without competitors, a single company can inflate prices, restrict choices, stifle innovation, ultimately harming consumers. Antitrust laws are used to prevent this consolidation of power. What isn't that Amazon though?
No, Amazon not. I'm glad, and I was
That
about to get
is
on that. No,
Amazon.
it's not. Peep
Isn't
game,
that
G.
exactly what they're doing? That's what they're doing. That's what he's
Nah, big
doing.
dog.
That's
Right
what
now,
Bezos has been doing. That's what Bezos. He's shutting down malls. People are not going to malls now. That's Bezos. That's what he's
man,
doing.
nah, man. You can go to forever21.com and buy Forever 21 stuff. You right now can get a product for cheap, do a nice video online, and that product and your website go get them clicks, and people go buy it for you. That's fair competition, big dog. Walmart could have been Amazon. You know what? You know what's a prime example? Blockbuster and Hollywood Video. Any one of them could have bought Netflix. Any one of them. They didn't. Any one of them could have bought Redbox because Redbox took off for a minute, and then here come Netflix. Man, Netflix been out since like 97, 98, and people didn't know about it. We just
Hold
wasn't.
on. Is it me? You guys don't think you don't think Amazon's a monopoly?
Nah, man. And then Amazon do other stuff. Amazon don't really make money off of Amazon. Amazon,
Yes, they do.
nah, man. Amazon biggest, one of Amazon biggest thing is it's called is well AWS, Amazon Web Servers. Amazon at this point, Amazon ain't selling products; they selling you data, bro. They
Okay,
selling you data.
they probably do sell your data, but they make money off the
Nah,
products. Oh, yes, they do.
no. I'm not saying that they selling your data. I'm saying that let's say if you wanted to sell something.
Tabor. Amazon makes money off the products that you buy, I buy. When they send them to me, they make something off it. Even in shipping, they make money.
I get what
They
you're
also
saying,
make
G.
money by putting a person's product up front, but they really are not. That's really what they're becoming. And
Man,
we're not supposed to believe in that. When you start talking about just like Walmart, when you look at the mom and pop stores, right? When you look at Charlie's hardware store, guy, you might have been a kid, guy grew up. That was Charlie's hardware store. You've seen it 1,000 times going to school. You grew up around it, used to see him and his wife, and it was just little regular mom and pop's little hardware store. Sold nails, you name it, right? Just stuff associated with furniture and building and repairs, glues and stuff. Then you get a Walmart. Walmart comes in there and they drop their prices and they put the guy out of business.
as they should.
No, they shouldn't.
Man, come on, Platt. We got to move with the times, big dog. Listen, you can go to a Times Hardware or Ace Hardware. That's cool. But nobody want to go to Ace Hardware and then have to go to the grocery store and then have to go to the other place they got to go to when you could just walk into Walmart and get everything you need. That's logical. That makes sense, bro.
We need a country, though. Let's go back to Ted Kaczynski, and he
I
said,
don't know who that is.
don't worry about him. He was the Unabomber, and he said that a technology was going to destroy us. And yeah, man, some of us, like, we're not as lucky to go to DeVry College. Some of us just don't have the ability to do that. We have to have jobs. We have to have something. So when you look at a mom and pop, Charlie's Hardware, that's what he had. He raised a family. This is an American man. He raised a family behind his hardware store.
And that hardware store stepped on general stores.
No, he didn't.
I mean, you can say that.
How?
But at the general store back in the day, we talking about back in the day, there's only like 1 or 2 stores in your hometown. And then people started doing other things. Somebody opened a tire shop, right? Somebody opened a hardware store, right? Somebody opened up the nail shop instead of doing your own nails. They got to pay to go get your nails done. It's convenience. It's convenience. Just like the convenience store, it's priced higher than the Walmart. Just like the truck stop, man. The $3 body wash, the Suave body wash at Walmart that I can get for $3, man, it's $10 at the truck stop. Now I can go and pull my truck in the Walmart, walk in the Walmart, and go and walk down that aisle, and it's gonna take me some time, or I can pull into the truck stop and pay the $10. It's convenience, big dog. We need
what
competition.
you talking about? What they get all under the truck and everywhere?
Nah, Suave body wash, like what you take a shower with. The body wash.
Oh, I thought you were talking about your truck.
No. But it's at the truck stop. So a truck stop charger is more expensive than a convenience store charger. And that's more expensive than a Walmart charger.
They said, aren't you afraid that what those driverless trucks gonna take your job?
Absolutely not.
What are you doing to prepare for that?
Preparing to get about a trucking. Now I tell you about credit and things that I've been working on actively in the background that nobody really know about, but y'all online. You wouldn't know if I opened my wallet what I got. And I'm out on this road the way I am. I was just talking to my baby mama today. She's like, I appreciate the way you are with your daughter. Because I randomly sent her some snacks and a little bracelets kit and a big stuffed animal for like one of them peeps. Because I seen it at Walmart. I was like, my kid will like that. I need to order her one. I randomly send her stuff like that. I can't beat her. But her grandma makes sure I get to talk to her. The iPad I bought her, she can FaceTime me. The iPhone, the FaceTime. I get her what she need, what she want. You hear what I'm saying? They allow me to do that so I can stick to my plan. Because my plan benefits my kid, will ultimately benefits my baby mother too. That's why I can have a conversation no matter what you go through and who you go through it with. I got your back, fam.
Have you seen an AI truck, Tabor?
Nah, I've never seen the driverless trucks. But see, they gonna have, from my understanding, which makes sense, they're not really they'll put them out on the road, right? But they're really doing straight runs to facilities. So there's corridors for that. There's streets, not just streets made for it, but it's only on certain streets. Y'all may not realize it's just like Tesla. The only reason why we got all these maps and things and see these back roads is because Tesla got data. That's the data that I'm talking about. And Google have cars that ride around. So does Apple. And they map the roads. Tesla's system is better because driverless cars can get on it. You can upload that software to certain equipment, which is the car, right? And that software is going to be able to dictate what it needs to do in certain situations. You got 100,000 Teslas out. It's reading data all day, every day. It's telling you what's going on. You feel what I'm saying? All that information is shared on their servers with each car. So it's getting smarter by the day. That's why you can have these driverless cars. Yeah, man, all that makes sense to me, man. It's technology, bro. People are lazy. This is why a person to be like, I ain't doing no $10 job. I'm a grown man. Okay, well, be broke. Go get you some services. Welcome to America, where you can go get you some free food stamps and complain. You can complain with free food stamps and free housing and talk about how you don't want to work.
But there ain't enough money. The food stamps, with a single man.
To you?
A single man might get $80 in food stamps.
To you, it ain't enough, Platt. But there's a man right now stressing about his stamps.
It ain't enough for him. It's enough for him.
Hey, I'm here.
If he was enough, he would be whited about him.
I mean, certain Social Security right now ain't enough to live. But people making it work. People making it work. And man, you cannot tell me.
I like a little rag bologna though.
A little rag bologna.
Yeah.
I mean,
when last time you had a rag bologna sandwich?
No, sir.
No, I ain't talking about that. I'm not talking about that Oscar. I'm not talking about the bologna in the package. I'm talking about behind the deli. Little red. It's in that little red little sleeve. I like a little rag bologna, man.
No, sir.
You take a little rag bologna. There you go. Todd know what I'm talking about. He saying nothing better than. Yeah, y'all don't understand that. Y'all sleeping on that, man. Little rag bologna, man. Throw that little grease. Put that on some light bread with some mustard. Man, I like a little rag bologna.
That's a struggle meal. I hate eating noodles, but I eat them.
He
I'm
said
in
that
this truck.
struggle, Y'all, you know what, bro? Y'all something else.
Nah, G,
That
that's what
man
it
said that
is.
struggleville.
That's a
So
struggle
what?
meal.
What? I'm hungry.
I get it. You want to eat that, you eat that. If I go behind the deli, I'm gonna give me some of that smoked meat that they have paused. I'm gonna get some of that good meat. You understand? If I'm gonna get me some cheese, I'm gonna get me some Gouda. I go get me some provolone, fresh cut. Yeah, I'm gonna pay for that. That's
Look,
just me though.
and you know what? It's hard to even find deli meats now. I'm telling you, no. Growing up as a kid, every little store, they had a whole deli section. They had all of that stuff.
Yeah,
But now you go in these stores, they don't have deli meats.
they got it packaged already. Come on, come get it.
Yeah, and
They bought it for
the
cheaper
pack
and they
don't
sell it,
taste the same. The pack don't take the same.
but it sells. You can go and there's a whole section of it. There's about 4 or 5 different companies at least that make it. Then Walmart got their own brand. Target got their own brand. They done bought out somebody and put a package with their name on it. And now you buying that. It makes sense to me, man. It makes sense to me. Me in America, man, we can come up easily if you just
Yeah, we
sit
take that.
down and figure it out.
We take for granted. That's the thing. I was in the grocery store. I was looking at all the options we got, and how clean the store is, and it's air conditioned. And I'm looking at all the different customers, and people are civilized, and people are shopping there and moving out each other's way and
Mm-hmm.
going about their business and stuff. And then you look at these foreign countries and stuff. They don't do that. They don't even have grocery stores.
Got flies all in the place,
Yeah, people are
packed
fighting
up.
over a bag of flour.
They selling food on the corner and it look nasty online. Man, I seen the
Yeah,
way some of the people be with the food online and
yeah,
they eating it. Long lines. Nah, big dog,
busted windows,
I'm
and
cool.
you look at the street vendors and stuff. You see the filth and the dirt,
No food
and
handlers
you see, yeah,
license.
dropping eggs and stuff and selling people. I don't want to eat that stuff, man.
Nah,
That
man,
truck.
I'm
Look at the
good.
windows on that truck, man.
I'm good, bro. I'm telling you, I love America, man. You can say it's a dirty situation. You know, people gonna say what they say, man. You can't be outside selling food without no food handler's license. The health department coming to shut you down. We spoiled over here. I like being spoiled, Platt. I ain't gonna hold you. I like being spoiled. I like my conveniences. I like my juice already in a bottle and not squeezed in front of me.
Hmm.
I'm
I
cool
like
on it,
Whole
man.
Foods. We have a
You
Whole
feel
Foods. You
me?
go in there, it's a place full of foods. It's clean. It's
Mm-hmm.
all up here. Got the healthy people come in there. I like that. I'm saying this is America, right? I went into Whole Foods. This was years ago. I go into Whole Foods to get what I normally get, and boom, this beautiful chick, and she had on her little gym stuff, and you could see that she was fit. Like her back, you could see the muscles in her arms and her
Mm-hmm.
back.
I
And
know what you're talking about.
me being a dude
Hey,
who always wanted to take down, I always wanted to take down a fitness model. And I see her there, and she was just my type too. I went over and started talking to her, and I said, and then, I didn't let her know my intentions, but I went over and I said, hey, and she looked at me. I said, good job. She said, huh? I said, I can see your back. I mean, it's working. It's
it's
working what
working.
you're doing. She said, oh, you think so? I
Stop
said,
flexing low
yeah.
key.
I said, yeah, you're work. I said, whatever you're doing in that gym, it's working. You look great. Great. She said, oh, thank you so much. I've been working so hard. I've been working so hard. She said, thank you for just noticing that. And I said, yeah, I work out a little. Maybe we can work out together. She said, well, I have a partner, somebody who's helping me, but, I don't know why you can't join. And I said, sure, why not? So, man, I'm waiting on her. I think I had ordered a pizza or something. So I'm waiting, same place I saw her. She comes back with this humongous muscle dude. That dude looked like the Incredible Hulk. Here she go. Here he is. Here he is. And she pointed at me. He wants to join us for working out. And I looked at the dude. The dude was like, yeah, what's going on? I said, nah, man, I was trying to see where where you guys work out. He said, yeah, man. He said, yeah, this is my lady, man. I've been training her. She was telling me about you. You're interested in going to the gym? I said, yeah, man. Why not? He said, give me your name. And I gave him my name. He said, okay. And he said, give me your number. I said, okay. Right. And then the dude was like, you got any type of information? He said, you want to join us and stuff. He said, I'm thinking about adding a couple other people. I said, send my card, man. I said, let me go get you my, I got a little brochure in the car. And I grabbed my pizza. They said, your pizza's ready. I said, I'm going to bring it to you, man. I hit that door, man. I got in that car. I was gone so quick. I said, man, I'm like, yo, I want me and you. Forget him. Yeah, I want that big old muscular guy. I don't want that guy around us. It's about me and you.
Yeah.
And and she was good people though, man. But he didn't trust me, so that he was very suspicious. He was like, that's what you're talking to her about? Yeah, why not? Why wouldn't I be talking to her about that? What else could I possibly be talking to her about?
Yeah, he knows she up for grabs.
Man, that dude was a bodybuilder. I never seen a bodybuilder. Man, that dude was so big, man. Man, that dude arm was bigger than my thigh. And it wasn't so much he was going to do something to me. It just shocked me that she's dating this that dude was so muscular, man. I never seen a guy that big in person. And here she is coming around. And I'm looking,
and she ain't even socially aware what you trying to do. Yeah, it'd be like that. It'd be like, man, that's a female though, bro. They really just, I don't know, fam. You gotta love. For me, you gotta love her. No matter
but
how
she was
stinky they
fine,
are.
man. Whatever she was doing, it was working, man. She was fine.
You say,
and I could have got her name. She probably was one of those. She probably had a pro card, and he had his pro card. I don't know who she was. I saw her at the Whole Foods, man, and I saw her, and she was straight. And I made my move, man. I didn't know she'd go get her boyfriend though.
I mean, bro,
ain't nothing we can do. I'm like, we can't do nothing with him.
And the beauty of Whole Foods, you can walk in Whole Foods. She probably was just getting a little bit for the next 2 days, and she gonna be shopping in 2 days.
No, just for the guys out there, what really got her, I swear, was the compliments, because she worked so hard. You gotta understand, it takes time to build those muscles. It takes time. I said it the right way. I was not offensive. I was just complimenting you. I just said, hey, I can tell. Look, your back's really working. Oh, you think so? Thank you. I've been working so hard. And I took it from there.
Yeah, man. I'm all for everything though, man. Like overall, like the way America is, those conveniences. Me as a truck driver, you know what? As a truck driver, especially when I first got started, I was like, I don't understand how people was out here and didn't have no Netflix, right? Didn't have no cell phones, because you can still go some places and they got the landlines in the place, but I know they disconnected. But you can still put the cord in there. They have phone
About a
booths.
payphone?
Yeah, payphone. There you go.
They still got payphones.
I ain't never seen nothing working. But I mean,
Yeah,
I see
they're still here.
At truck stop. I just hate to be in a truck in the early 90s, in the 80s, where you gotta fax the information.
You can a payphone. They probably, I don't know. I can go outside right now, and if I keep looking, I'm gonna see a payphone.
Man, where you live at, Black?
Bro, they still got payphones.
Oh, Black. Hey, fam. I ain't saying they don't.
What about the phone booth?
Yeah.
I haven't been looking. I'm sure they're still out there.
They got them in truck stops. They're no longer useful for that. And you can't even get in them because they use them as storage. But I didn't see them, a few of them across the country at older truck stops.
They still got phone booths, man. Everybody don't have money, man.
Man, I mean, pay phones ain't outside like that, though. Southwestern Bell is gone. Southwestern Man, let's go. I hear you though, Flat. But I ain't see one in a while. Not a working one. I be walking up to him though and see if I hear a dial tone. I ain't heard no dial tone. I got photos in my phone. But nah, big dog. I'm all for America. I'm here for the competition. And as a man, if you ain't being competitive, you really losing, man. You losing if you're not a competitive man out here. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody want to see you compete low key. I ain't talking about just for the world. I'm talking about for yourself. Because you never know who you may come across based on your work ethic or what you know.
Man, it's
You
a
know,
whole bunch of pay phones. I'm looking on this YouTube, and it's just location. You ask for what city. Man, it's this must be at least 2,000 pay phones in the city. They're there.
in your city.
Yeah, at least 2,000. They're there. I don't know why you think they're not there. They're there.
Yeah, I'm actually like passing through Little Rock right now.
It
Tell
says
me where there's a
payphone
payphone,
locator right here.
and I'll
Payphone
go check
locator.
it out for you.
It says right here, it's two of them at this company, one of them at this company. Some people don't have no money, man.
Man,
A
you know
wing
what's crazy?
shop. It says wings.
The
You know they at the
government
wing
give out
shop.
free phones.
The
So if
beauty
you ain't
shop,
got
the wing shop, the
nah,
Quick Mart,
the government give out free phones, big dog.
Maneely's Barber,
Ain't no way.
at the airport,
I ain't never seen one at the airport.
donut shop, the donut shop. Yeah, payphone. It's got the
Yeah,
numbers to the payphone.
mm-mm. I ain't saying I don't believe you. I just don't see it, and I be moving.
Stuckies.
Them payphones ain't active, man.
Yeah, you sleeping, bro. You sleeping on you America,
Nah,
man. Y'all not even understanding America, man. America is a vibrant country, man. You still have buses. I know people they don't have no Uber money. They put
I mean
that
that's
dollar and
the bus is
25, dollar
different.
and 75 cents and get on that city bus.
Man, we talking about a cell phone though, man. Plat, they give out free cell phones, big dog. All you gotta do is
No,
apply.
they're not always free. You got to pay for them things.
Well, I mean, you'll get the phone for free, but you gotta maintain the service. I mean, some of them only like
What if you don't
30.
have no money?
Man, they give it to you for free and they reset the
What if
minutes
you
every
don't
month.
have the money to maintain the service?
They'll give you a certain amount of minutes for free. I'm telling you. I know a chick in Louisiana right now that got a government phone. I don't talk to her because her mindset is a certain
Do
way.
you think that was good for us to have cell phones?
Absolutely.
No, it wasn't.
That's progression.
No,
What
no,
are you
no. Hold on, hold on.
talking about?
First of all, let me explain you something about America.
Come on, Flat.
Payphones was good for America.
Don't
Payphones
tell they
was
wasn't.
an investment. I think you could get your own payphone or whatever the company could get. You get a cut with the phone company, with the payphones, and then the quarters coming in, and also security. People knew they could use if they needed to use a phone, they picked up the payphone. Cell phone cut them out.
As they
Uber cut
should.
out the taxi. Uber's killed that taxis are way down. Uber's killed the taxi game.
As they should.
No,
This is
taxis were
America.
good. A taxi,
Man,
brother.
we compete out here, big dog. I'm in the trucking industry. They got a thing called rates. If a person come in and underbid your rate, they go get that money. That's being competitive. But you can do it
What
too.
about a cafe?
You know what you need to
Hold up.
know,
What about
and you learn the laws with
what about a little greasy spoon, little cafe? Say there's a cafe named Mama's. It's all they sell is cheeseburgers, fries, and drink for the
the
most part.
basics.
Yeah, just that's all they serve. Little
And
greasy
Waffle
spoon.
and,
Little
and
grease.
Waffle House come beat them out.
What about do you think they should go out of business?
Yep.
Nah. And see, that's the thing. You gotta understand those places exist and Americans live their whole lives off of those places. That don't mean that there might be one guy who owns it, might be somebody she's a waitress. And that's
And
her
times
talent. She takes
change.
order. She can't do anything but take the order. And she
And
raises a
times
family. She
change,
raises
G.
5 kids. She raises 5 kids being a waitress at Mama's Greasy Spoon. What's wrong
Now,
with that? You say
I
shut
can't
them down, get rid of that. No, we don't need to
I
shut that
can't
down.
support mediocrity. I
We
can't
have
do it.
to, man. And no, because I agree with Ted Kaczynski on that. We got to keep that around.
Nah, bro. And as you saying, we gotta keep it around. Times are changing and people getting put out of business. People will buy that commercial space and put something in that town that is much needed. Man, I go around these old towns all day long and I'm watching these kids run around. I'm watching these women still shop. I'm watching these men move around. Things are getting done. The infrastructure is there, but certain things those people will never see because they chose to stay in that town. There's a bigger world outside your town. This is why they got Amish girls on OF. Let's be
Mm,
honest, bro. I'm
they do?
Amish girl. What?
You
there's
seen one?
there's an Amish girl on there. She made it. She I ain't gonna say she blew up, but like she was on social media. She talking about
That
how
show, hold up,
Amish
that
like.
showed down your time. So you was on Twitter and it popped on your timeline?
Nah, I was on Facebook. No. I was on YouTube,
I ain't
and you
never
know how
seen
they,
no Amish
bro.
chick on
What does an
I ain't never
Amish
seen
chick
well
look like?
but things that I look at would tend to not think you that they would show me that. I'm just trying to see how did you see a OnlyFans
I can go.
Amish chick?
I can go on Instagram and be looking up
You
things
like you
about
like them
business
Tabor,
credits.
you like them white girls, don't you?
I like women, big dog,
You like white girls because you know what that
but
means.
none of
You've
my
been
baby
that
mamas
now.
are white though.
Hold up, Tabor. You have been running around looking at a lot of X or
Nah,
whatever
man.
Facebook white women, and
Nah,
your
G.
algorithm threw you into the Amish world.
Nah.
That's how
Nah,
you
G.
started. 'Cause I ain't never seen no Amish shit.
Nah, bro. There's a chick that has a story about being an Amish girl. But there was a show about Amish people going into regular daily lives in the city. It's a show about that. You can't tell me these kids or these people that grew up and they looking at these nice cars and they wondering why their little coach or little carriage ain't got no heater in it in the wintertime, big dog. No, sir. No,
Tabor, he
sir.
said, "Thank you for taking the fat white chicks off their hands."
And you can say that again. I have my baby mothers are not white. My baby, I have a biracial one and I have a black one. So you can say I like white women. It don't matter what you say.
You have a
It don't matter.
biracial one. How is she biracial?
She biracial. She half white, half black. Her daddy black, her
But
mama white.
so
That
wait a
my
minute. Hold on, hold on. But you say you don't. All your baby mamas are
they black
black, but you got a mixed kid.
because my kid technically is 75% black. Her mama half white, half black. I'm black.
Oh,
My
that's
kid,
okay. That's what you're going by. Okay. So
my
wouldn't that
kid is
mean?
high
Hold up.
yellow.
Wouldn't that mean that your baby mamas are not all black?
She's still black. A biracial girl is black. If your daddy black, you black.
Oh, I didn't say that about. Okay, man.
I'm just calling it what America would call it. Because I didn't have to say that.
You're
But
right.
she light skinned and she high yellow. And my daughter is high yellow, but her other kids are not high yellow. She got my baby is the color of my baby mama, and my baby is the color of Halle Berry and got the same kind of hair. I'm telling you. Halle
Oh,
Berry,
good boy.
Halle Berry was my thing back in the day, and that's what I told myself that my first baby mama was gonna be like. She's gonna
Oh
be light
man,
skinned. But my second baby mama ain't like that. She dark skinned.
I heard that, man.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
yeah, hey Tabor,
So,
we want to talk about.
yeah, we got our subject for real.
Yeah, we want to talk about Donald Trump. We want to talk about who you're loyal to. Trump or the Constitution. He's gotten rid of 8 generals, senior generals, guys who are joint chiefs of staff, guys who got 40 years of experience, patriots, guys who love their country, guys who took an oath to serve the Constitution. They pledge allegiance to the flag. They love America. And Pete and Trump got rid of those guys because they think they know better. They think they know what's best for America.
It's a new time, man. It's a new war. When we go to war now, it ain't the same technology from the 80s, big dog. There's different technologies out here. They got smarter people. They got people that understand the logistics, the schematics of that technology. You know what a schematic is? Not to insult your intelligence or nothing. You know what a schematic is?
You're talking about
For like electronics.
instructions?
No.
A diaphragm that shows you where everything, how it works, where it goes.
Yeah, that's basically a schematic. It's not it's instructions for a circuit board. People understand that. There's people that can look at that and know how to maneuver with that, right? The technology, right? The old way of doing most things ain't the new way. That's why people be online and talking about, man, these cats are in their 80s arguing about the future of America. Bro, you got your bread. Sit down somewhere. Step
What about
back.
Trump? Trump's 84.
You right. And he shouldn't be in office either. But they put him in office, and now look what they doing. The same ones that put him in office is the same people out here complaining. And if you saying you rocking with the Constitution, you know what? There are some people that rock with that Constitution so hard that they'll look at their neighbors and fellow man and still look down upon them. And they're paying tribute to their communities, their cities.
I got you, Tabor. But we've tried. We try to help. We've been trying for a long time, and we appreciate you, brother. We appreciate you. And take care of yourself, man.
Yeah, for sure, man. You too.
All right.
I appreciate it.
Okay, I will. Thank you for that. I'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow, man.
All right. Where are you right now? You're in Memphis, Tabor?
Hello?
Where are you in Memphis?
Oh, you still on here? No, I'm sliding through Little Rock. I got to go to Oklahoma City.
Oklahoma. Okay. All right. We appreciate you, bro.
All right.
Like, share, support, man. Like the stream, man. Support the platform. It said Donald Trump admits the only true God is Allah. Yeah, I saw that. Many of those generals are following the Constitution. They're being forced out. They're doing everything they were supposed to do, everything they believe that is right, and then they're being punished. They're not there to support Trump. They're not there to be loyal to Trump, and they've changed that. And many of these generals are being punished for being a general, for being someone who loves his country, for being someone who took an oath of office that said they would stay loyal and defend the Constitution. And Trump saying, well, if that's the case, you ain't loyal to me, get out of here. Isn't that unfair, man? Isn't that so wrong? That is so wrong, man. Like, share, support, man. Subscribe to the channel. We working on it, man. We probably come back and do a round two. Some kind of way we got to figure this thing out, though. Like the stream, man. Hit the like. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the Cash App. Hit the Super Chat. Financially support us. We are done.